City.
All right, guys. Well, the recording is now going, so I'm going to pass it over to you, Justin, and let's go ahead and kick this off.
Awesome. I'm just like shaking up this protein shake. You know how sometimes you got to like shake it for like 2 minutes or you get chunks of protein in your mouth? The struggle is real. Welcome, everybody. I'm broadcasting here in Clearwater. I see we have people here from all over the world. This is team only. So this is a very exclusive private training. Mike and I decided to get together and help you kick off the new year of 2018 the right way with going over a business plan that Mike and I, these are the strategies we're currently using to earn results. Not typical. Nothing you hear about tonight is like typical. So I just got to say that. But we've been using this information. Mike showed me this, and I was able to do like over $500,000 in commissions, profits last month. And now inside USI Tech, less than 90 days. Today's day 85. 85 days in, I'm at about to hit 60 Bitcoin. I'm like at 59.8 or 0.9. I know Mike, he'll share some of his results here in a bit, but it's been much more than I've even dreamed possible. You know, I set an intention to create a six-figure crypto portfolio 2.5 months ago when I joined before the end of the year. I did not know I would create a $1.5 million crypto portfolio in 2.5 months. I didn't even know that was possible. But when you ride a wave, you can do incredible things. And the growth has been exponential, not because we're so special. We're just who we are, right? We do well wherever we go. But I've never even dreamed you can earn this amount of money. But it's right time, right place. Right now, the Bitcoin market cap is like over 600 billion, right? It started this year off at like 17 billion or something like that. In January, Bitcoin was 700 something. Now it's, somewhere in the 16s. It was as high as 19 and change. So the growth this year has been exponential, like 20x. And USI Tech allows us to leverage the growth of Bitcoin, being a true Bitcoin multiplier, but at the same time earn, from owning the products. And I don't know many things out there where you can just own the product and create wealth just from using the product, which is pretty cool. And for those of you who are referring people, which, we'll break this down for you tonight because there's a lot of money to be earned on that side, but it is completely optional. And that's the cool thing about USI Tech. We have passive investors. We actually have a famous person from the New York Yankees in our downline. I won't mention the name, maybe privately, because I don't know if they want to be known. But it's a baseball player from the New York Yankees my brother looks up to. He's at the house right now. I'm like, do you know so-and-so? He's like, dude, I love that guy. He's like one of my favorite players. I'm like, he's 4 levels deep in my organization in USI Tech. And he invested like close to 300,000 or more, something crazy, over 4,000 BTC packages, which is pretty amazing. And everything that just is coming out, all the news, there's a lot of excitement happening right now in the marketplace. We'll cover all this tonight, but this is $1 million blueprint. I am 100% confident with the wave continuing to ride 2018 that we're getting into. All of you have the potential to 10x what you even think is humanly possible for you in your life right now. And I can say that confidently because every single person on our team inside of USI Tech who has got started with us is earning money and incredible returns. Most of them didn't even think was possible for themselves because, let's just keep it real, none of us predicted Bitcoin to shoot up at the level it shot up in that time frame. If you would have said like, when is Bitcoin going to be 20 grand 2-3 months ago, I would have been like mid-time next year. Like we didn't think it would happen before Christmas, but it just goes to show you the infancy stages that we're truly in right now. I look at cryptocurrency as just a pup. It's like a newborn, right? And what's going to occur in 2018, I think by positioning yourself now and planting your flag and taking extreme action as if your life depended upon it, you can create true wealth in 2018 becoming a millionaire is not that difficult with the right vehicle. And I'm living proof of that. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to one of my favorite guys, just a dear buddy of mine. I started working with Mike Hobbs a while ago, maybe 7 years ago or so. We met each other on a cruise, believe it or not. And my wife introduced us because I'm too shy to walk up and introduce myself to anybody. And Mike is the same way. I think that's why we get along so well. So my wife is like, you know, she would just like introduce me to people on the cruise, and Mike was one of them. So I'm glad we met. I'm glad we connected, man. I just appreciate everything you're doing here for us. And I know with what you're about to lay out for them, people, number one, they're not going to be able to sleep. Number two, it can realistically transform their entire life over the next coming months. So without further ado, over to you, Mike.
Awesome. So how's everyone doing again? That's cool. Yeah, it's interesting how we actually met, because actually in reality, the first time I saw Justin Varengia was actually before that cruise, and it was because he owned a website called MLMchess.com or something. Right? That was his domain name, and I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. And I don't know if you can see in the background, but I have like chess boards everywhere, and I like the game of chess because I'm a strategy type of person, and you know, it takes a little bit more thought process to do chess than it does to do other games. So that's kind of that's what drew me to Justin in the first place. And then it was kind of interesting that we met on a cruise that we won at the last minute. Like literally, it was like the last minute. In fact, I joined that company the same month that the deadline, like there was like a 29 days left in the month. And I won the cruise in 29 days. And I met Paul Hutchins and Justin Varengia on that cruise. And I'm still working with them today. How cool is that? Like, that's like, how many years? I don't even know. That's crazy.
It was love at first sight.
Love at first sight. Awesome. So I'm going to share my screen. I think this has definitely been one of the, I don't know what I can call it. I mean, it's like almost like Justin was saying, it's unbelievable. You know, it really is unbelievable, because I'll tell you this, guys, when you build a business here, everybody is winning in some way. You know, like the past companies that I've been a part of, anyone in here been a part of a company where maybe 90% of your team didn't make any money? Anybody? Or am I the only one? It just seemed like 90% of the team made no money. So then what would happen to your retention? Like everybody would quit, right? Everyone would fall off. Everybody would just cancel their auto ship. Well, you want to know how much your auto ship is here, guys? How much does it cost here? Just curious. It doesn't cost anything. Like there's zero auto ship, so if someone can't really cancel, you know what I mean? Like I actually had someone ask the other day, like, how do I cancel? I'm like, you just withdraw your money. I mean, there's no way to cancel, you know what I mean? There's no like cancel button because you're not paying for anything, right? Like what you're paying for comes out of, here's the key. What you're paying for comes out of your earnings. Does everybody get that? Like in the very beginning, you got to buy BTC packages or whatever, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. But what you rebuy and what you put back in comes from stuff that you earn. So like actual income going to your pocket, which is like the greatest concept in the world. So I've always been looking for a company like this, you know, just that's always been my goal. My goal has always been, you know, help other people win their freedom. Because in 2013, I won my freedom. I was just kind of a quick background, and then we'll get into the strategy. In 2010, I went bankrupt. I want you guys to really get this. 2010, I went bankrupt. So I lost my house. I had like 100 grand in credit card debt at the time, like literally bankrupt, gone, right? And then in 2013, I won my freedom. So I got out of the military. You know, I wasn't debt free because I didn't even have credit to buy a house. I didn't even have debt, like literally, because I lost all my credit at the time. So essentially I was debt free, but I don't really consider, if you're paying rent debt free, I don't know, like to me, that's still like debt, isn't it? It's like worse debt. It's like if you're paying rent, you're paying like 100% interest, right? But anyway, so 2013, I won my freedom from like a job. I got out of the military, and then here comes 2017. So you're probably looking at me like, okay, so from 2013 up to 2017, what happened to Mike Hobbs? Well, I built up an income about 20 to 30 grand a month was my average income. I built up a team of about, I don't know, how big was our team in that company, Justin? I don't even know. I can't even tell.
Are you referring to the vitamin deal or the company after?
The blog.
On our team, I think we had amongst the largest team in the entire company. How many? I don't know, but I know I had like 5,000 personally sponsored. Collectively, I'd say we probably had over 100,000 affiliates on our team at one point.
Right. Yeah, because I had 20. Like, here's the crazy thing: I had 2,000 personally sponsored. Justin had 5,000 personally sponsored, and that's like frontline, and that's all we could see in our back office. So we don't even know how big our team was there. But we're thinking probably around 100,000 people on our team. And I want you guys to get this. That kind of production resulted in me making 20 to 30 grand a month. Okay. And I want you guys to look at this. Like, it's almost like I said, it's almost ridiculous because I only have 146 active members here.
Wow.
And that means out of 12 active, that means they have like about $700 worth of product, right? And in that other company, 700 or more. And then that doesn't count like my downline. Obviously, we have, now we have like 29,000 free members. These are almost like, I almost call these glorified leads because they're team members, but not everyone's paid. As you can see, I have 461, members, but I actually only have 129 of them that are active, right? So I'm almost going to say this, that there's like a third of our team is paid, most likely. So, I mean, we're looking at like 10,000 people on the team that are probably paid. And with a team of 10,000 paid versus a team of like 100,000 paid, 105 Bitcoins. Now, obviously, this is not 100% representation of what I've earned because I've earned them at different values throughout the time. But still, I don't care who you are, but who in here thinks that is definitely not normal in network marketing to make this kind of money in 7 months with a team of 129 frontline? Anyone else agree? Like, that's definitely not normal in network marketing. But guess what? This is a new age, guys. This is cryptocurrency age. We're not in network marketing anymore. We're not in the old age anymore. We're not using fiat currency anymore. We're using new currency. And with new stuff, there's new heights that you can reach, right? And that's what we believe. That's why we believe Bitcoin, cryptocurrency in general, that's the future of currency. And with the future of currency, we can literally create unlimited incomes, and we're seeing it on our team. Like Justin has hit over 50 Bitcoin, and he's kept it all in his Bitcoin wallet as well. So that's even...
Yeah, we're up to 59, like 0.8 right now. And yeah, I haven't spent any of it. I don't plan on it because I'm looking at this 10 years from now.
Yep, this is awesome. So guys, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there right here at the very beginning. But whatever your guys' goals are, let us know in the chat. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to be debt free? Do you want to make $1 million in 2018? How much money do you want to make every single month? Let us know in the chat. We like to see your guys' feedback. I know one of the things that I've always wanted was to be debt free. That's always something I wanted to do because there was times in my life, I'll just be honest with you, I was 2 or 3 months behind on my mortgage. I was hundreds of thousands of dollars in tax debt. I've had like tons of things happen to me in the past where I was just like, oh no, and then literally today, I just want you guys to know this. Today, I wired the money to my mortgage company completely debt-free, no taxes owed, no debt owed, no credit cards owed, no back taxes, nothing. Like literally nothing. like I am completely debt-free as of literally in the morning, because the wire will go through in the morning. But bottom line, guys, is if that's something you want to do, you could do it here. Now, I don't recommend everybody go do that right now. You know, like if you had like 300 grand and you don't have any income yet, don't go pay your mortgage. Obviously, do what we're going to teach you to do in today's strategies. But when you're making, I don't know, 105 Bitcoin and you're getting an average of 2 Bitcoin a day, you could do whatever the heck you want to do. You know what I mean? Like if you want to pay off your house, you could pay off your house. If you want to, you know, help, you know, an orphanage, you could do that. You know what I mean? Like whatever you want to do, you could do it when you're making an income and when you are making Bitcoin, especially Bitcoin. Because think about it right now. 1 Bitcoin right now is like earning $16,000 a day. And that is reality. Like today, look at this. This was drained yesterday. It was completely drained out. And I've actually did some partner rebuys today. So this is actually probably closer to 2 Bitcoin today. But I've already done some, I don't know, who in here would love to make 2 Bitcoin a day? Like, that's just insane, right? So anyway, so let's get right into some stuff today and get you guys rocking and rolling. So we got a lot on the agenda. I'm going to be going through some stuff that we've covered in the past, faster and more efficient in today's training. You know, we're just going to kind of briefly cover some basics and some strategy that you guys can be following. And then we'll get into, you know, how to actually become a crypto millionaire in 2018. Sound good, everybody? And then, you know, obviously we'll answer questions. So have your questions ready, like have, you know, any marketing questions, anything that you guys want us to cover at the very end. We'll cover a few minutes of that because we want to make sure you guys have the tools, have the resources, know what to do, how to do it throughout this training. All right. So is everybody cool with that? All right. So first off, when you're building USI Tech, you got to understand what it is. And let me give you guys all this document. Now, I took all the links out of the document just so you guys know. And I want to give thanks to one of our buddies, James Godin, right here. I want to give him a shout out. He took my strategy guide and he just made it more understandable. Okay. Like I even understood my own strategy better when he wrote it out. I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like, because I wrote it all out the way that I wanted to write it out, but then he wrote it out where I could understand my own strategy better. So I was like, well, that's kind of cool. Like, I don't know. I don't meet very many people that like make me understand my own thing better. Right. So I just want to give him a shout out. So for redoing that strategy guide for us, he basically took what I wrote and redid it. So give him a shout out right there in the group. So real quick, and you guys can use this doc. I'm going to post this document in the chat group. And then if this is the recording, we'll have a document in the recording as well. So you guys can follow along. But I'm not going to cover everything in here because I want to keep this. We don't want to be here for 4 hours. Okay. We want to get through this as fast as possible, but also get you a very good game plan. But in USI Tech, you know, obviously, if you don't know USI Tech, they actually, I want you guys to kind of realize this. They're one of the very first companies in the crypto space to launch before even cryptocurrency was popular. So, for example, they launched October of 2016, and nobody even, like, think about it. I want everybody in here. How many of you knew about cryptocurrency in 2016? Like, think about it. Like, did anybody in here know about cryptocurrency in 2016? I know there's a few of you, but who actually did? You know, like, really did? Not very many people. Yeah, you know, 2011. Oh, that's awesome, Travis. You know, I didn't know anything about it until June or May of this year, or no, April of 2017. You know, and I mean, we might have heard it back in the day or whatever, but it was not popular. You guys get that? USI Tech launched their company in 2016. So I want you guys to get this. They launched in 2016, not even in cryptocurrency. So it's always like when you're representing a company, it's always important to know the backstory so that you know why they're here and how they're legit, right? Because it's important that you understand that they're legit in order to be comfortable putting money into the company. Anyone agree? So their background is a lot different. So they launched in 2016 in the Forex market. And I want you guys to get this. So there's a guy named Horst Jinka, and you can look him up online. But right here, there's a YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and just type Digital Tycoons, this guy's in our upline somewhere. Okay, I don't know exactly where, but he's up there somewhere. So this guy interviews all the different owners. So on your own time, I just want you guys to go over here and maybe listen to some of the interviews he's done with the ownership. So he's done it. So here's one with Horst right here, up close and personal with Horst Jinka. And Horst Jinka. So this guy right here, I wanted to throw this out there before we even get any further in here so you guys are more confident in USI Tech. He launched USI Tech because he thought of a way to help the average person like succeed in Forex. It wasn't even cryptocurrency at the time, because here's what ended up happening. This guy has a business or a finance background. He launched or he helped build two companies, get this, to $11 billion in combined sales per year. Now, do you guys agree that that's pretty successful? If you bring two companies and the combined sales of those two companies are $11 billion per year, that's the kind of companies he brought up. They are actually trading publicly right now on the stock exchange or whatever. And I don't know exactly which one, which companies they are, but I did know them, you know, a couple months ago. Someone told me what they were. So someone will have to remind me which companies they were if you guys want to look them up. But it's this is verified. It is 100% true. This guy has created two companies. They've combined $11 billion in annual sales. They are both publicly traded, and he sold those companies. So he is basically wealthy. Like, think about right now. We're like, I'm debt free right now. If I wanted to, I could just stack up some Bitcoin and probably go retire on some island, you know what I mean? And just live out my life without, you know, doing anything else. But I mean, what kind of life would that be, right? But that's where he's at. He's like this successful person. He has two successful companies behind him. Now, obviously he has more than that, but those are two of his biggest accomplishments. And then he comes in here, and one of his friends named Mike Kiefer, who's another co-founder of USI Tech, he contacts Horst and says, hey, you should check out this Forex product. You know, we're trading here and we're making like a certain percent every single month on our money. You should check this out. And he's like, I don't have time for all that stuff. But he's like, well, here's what I'll do. I will give you $100,000. And if it does, or you give me $100,000, if I don't make you money with it, I'll pay it back to you. So that's how Mike Kiefer got Horst to even take a look. So basically Mike offered him to pay back his money if it doesn't work out, right? So that's what he did. And he like brought him in, and then guess what? Horst started making money on this Forex product. So he's like, man, we really should, you know, bring this to the market. We should actually sell this. We should help people. So guess what they did? They started USI Tech at that point. So they actually were doing all this for like 3 years straight. So so Horst tried out the product. It was working great. Then they did VIP clients. So people with 100K or more. So they tested it out on beta clients. And I want you guys to really understand this. I met some of those clients in Spain a couple months ago. So this is not like BS. This is not just fake news. This is real. Like these VIP clients that they were all doing, these are beta testers of USI Tech. You know, it's kind of like, you know how you see all those programs out there that are like, get in beta launch, right? Well, That's what USI Tech. USI Tech was in beta for like 3 years. You guys realize that? They were like beta testing with $100,000 accounts. And there was a guy on my upline. So check this out. And I'll be quick with this. But this guy named here, Mark Gobrel. So this guy, he didn't have any money for that 100. He didn't have the 100K. So he had a demo account. So get this. This guy had a demo account, okay, during the beta launch because he could not afford the 100K. And you want to know something crazy? When the diamond tokens launched, and we'll talk about that here a little bit, you want to know how many diamond packages he bought with his earnings from USI Tech? Guess how many this guy bought? So the diamond tokens launched. He bought, check this out, 20 diamond packages. 20 diamond packages. And at the time, it was like 202 Bitcoin. So he spent 202 Bitcoin. So he spent $3.2 million on diamond packages when the tokens launched. Do you guys agree that isn't it cool to see someone who couldn't even afford $100,000 to get the beta account for the Forex product to now being able to drop $3 million on diamond token packages? Like, like that is insane, guys. Like that's what's happening in USI Tech. There's people like this that didn't have any money to even do the beta test of USI Tech who are now withdrawing 2.5 Bitcoin every day. Like actually, it was kind of funny. When I met Mark, I was actually in Vegas, and he showed me his phone, and he had like a balance of like 23 Bitcoin in his wallet, or his USI Tech wallet right here. It's right here, available balance. I had 23 Bitcoin there, and I'm like, why are you just leaving it in your balance? Like, what's the point of that? Like, shouldn't you rebuy or shouldn't you withdraw it or whatever? And he's like, well, I can't withdraw it because I've already hit my 2.5 Bitcoin per day max. So he literally has maxed out the income, and he has been maxed out for who in here would love to earn 2.5 Bitcoin every day for like 6 months straight? That's what he's been doing. Like that Mark guy has been earning withdrawing 2.5 Bitcoin every day for 6 months. Every day. So like that's insane, guys. That's insane. So anyway, back to the point. Why do I bring this up? Well, because USI Tech has background. You guys get that? USI Tech has substance. They have people with high caliber behind the company. There's no reason to start this company other than helping people succeed in the Forex market was their original goal. They succeeded successfully for 6 months in the Forex market. Then they launched into the crypto world where they bought mining contracts. So if you go back to the strategy guide, they buy one of the products is a Bitcoin package where it's a true Bitcoin multiplier. And they multiply your Bitcoin. There's a lot of other products out there. There's a lot of other crypto companies out there who will take your Bitcoin and give you a fiat currency and then pay you 1% a day on the fiat. That's not how USI Tech works. They take your Bitcoin and they pay you 1% on the Bitcoin you put in. So I had people ask me, well, wouldn't it be better just to leave my Bitcoin in a wallet? And I'm like, well, if you leave your Bitcoin in a wallet, let's say you have 1 Bitcoin in a wallet, 1 year from now, you'd still have what? Let's do it. Let's do a quiz. If you put your Bitcoin in a wallet, 1 year from now, how much Bitcoin would you still have in the wallet? 1 Bitcoin. Well, if you put 1 Bitcoin in USI Tech, let's go over to the cool little calculator here, BTC calculator. So how much is 1 Bitcoin? It's about 300 packages nowadays, I think, right? Nope, about 280 packages. Almost there. 270. We're almost got it. There we go. I got it. So if we did that, and even if we withdrew 25% of all of our income, so let's say we rebought with 75% of our income, and we withdrew 25% of our income the entire time, and we just let it grow on autopilot, 75% rebuy, right? Guess what? Our one Bitcoin on day one would multiply, let's go all the way down to 300 days, would multiply to 3.3 Bitcoin. And that's withdrawing 25% of your income. Who in here thinks that that is amazing? So at the end of the year, not only have you been withdrawing the entire time, you have actually turned your one Bitcoin into 3.3 Bitcoin. So who in here thinks that it's better to have it in USI Tech? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not good to have it in your wallet. Now, there's some time and a place to have it in your wallet. Obviously, we all like Justin Brenja is stacking it up in his wallet, but he's already invested into USI Tech. You know, he's already put his money in there and it's already working for him. So he's already having the plan in place. But someone just starting out without any Bitcoin yet, it makes more sense to buy packages, right? So this is, isn't that kind of cool? And then if let's say he didn't want to withdraw anything, it's even better. It's even better, guys. His one Bitcoin turns into more like 7. Isn't that insane? So we're talking like, I think a year is actually 280, right? Am I right? What's a year? 280 business days? Is that right? So 6.6, 260. Okay, that's better. So after 1 year, we've got 6.1 Bitcoin. That's 600%, guys. 600% increase from 1 Bitcoin to 6. So what's better, to hold it in Bitcoin? Like, and here's the thing. What if Bitcoin shoots up to $30,000 in a year? Well, guess what? 6.1, you have the new value. So you have 6.1 times 30,000. So now you've got 183,000 versus if you just left it in the 1 Bitcoin. So you have 183K after 1 year in USI, and you've got 30K if left in wallet. Which one's better, guys? Which one's better? 183 or 30K, right? So bottom line is that's the potential here in 1 year with 1 Bitcoin. 1 Bitcoin, that's all we're talking about. We're not talking about like 10 Bitcoins here invested or whatever. It's like 1 Bitcoin. This is what it could be in 1 year from now. Okay? That's the potential here. So anyway, why do I bring this up? Well, bottom line is, let me squash this real quick and then we'll move on. I'll be quick on this point. Let me ask you guys a question. If USI Tech is legitimately mining and is legitimately making more money than they're paying their customers, is that a legitimate business model, or is that not a Ponzi? Like, think about that. If they are making more money than they're paying you, are they real? I just want to ask that question. If they're making more money than they're paying you, are they a real company? Is it a real legit business model? Yes, right? So now you just have to come to the conclusion, okay, are they a real legitimate company? Okay, so here's the facts. Fact number 1, Horst created $2 billion companies before USI Tech. He wouldn't put his name on another company if he wasn't planning on making another legit company, in my opinion. Could I be wrong? Maybe he's like some behind the scenes evil guy that just loves prison or something. Because that's what happens to people who create Ponzi schemes, by the way, is they go to prison. Maybe for his retirement, he felt like being behind a jail cell would be a really good retirement. Maybe that's his goal, right? I don't know. But that's one guy who came involved with USI Tech. That makes no sense whatsoever for him to come involved and just all of a sudden want to end his career. He actually says he wants to retire in 2019. Did you guys know that? 2019 is his retirement goal. I don't think he wants to retire in a jail cell. I'm just going to be completely upfront with you. Okay. So that's one guy. The next guy I want to tell you guys about is Evan Ahern, who just came on board. Check this guy out. He has 50 businesses right now. Okay. He's got 50 different businesses right now that are all highly successful. He has the technology infrastructure in place for all of them. Like basically he creates technology. He's a very wealthy person. And for him, so he has 2 proprietary technologies that he's donated to USI Tech for their mining operation. Okay, so I want you guys to get this. So here's a guy who's the president of Ahern Rentals, who owns 50 other companies. He has technology for mining companies that they can use to reduce power and all this stuff. He's coming on board USI Tech. He actually spoke at the last USI Tech event. He's actually coming on board with USI Tech as the head of product development. Did you guys know that? Would it make any sense for a guy like this to come on board USI Tech as the head of product development if there was no product? What product would he develop? You know what I mean? Like, what would he use his proprietary technology on? If USI didn't have any mining facility, how could he use that product for USI Tech? You see what I'm saying? Like, he's going to give his technology to a company that actually has a mining equipment. You guys get that? He'll make more money there if they actually have mining equipment, right? And again, he'll avoid the jail cell. You guys get what I'm saying? Like, I want to throw one last thing out there. If USI Tech is a Ponzi, did you guys know Evan, Horst, and all those guys will be in prison? You guys know that, right? That's what happened to Bernie Madoff. And that's why a lot of these crypto companies that you look at online don't have their own owners present. You guys realize that? They don't actually list who owns them, or they're like pen names, right? You've never met them in your life. Nobody's ever met them. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of funny. Like, I've even seen companies that show names, but no one's ever actually met who they were or seen them in person. And it's kind of hilarious, actually. So with that being said, all we have to get to in our minds is USI, do they have a real mining operation? That's all we got to really trust, right? And then we're good to go. Does everybody else agree? If they have a real mining operation, everything else falls into place. Okay? So guess what, guys? They told us in November that they had a Ethereum mining pool already set up, and that Bitcoin mining pool is coming. So like they're going to be branded on the Bitcoin mining pool. And guess what? They said what they said is true. If you go to the Ethereum mining pool, and there's some people that are like, well, anyone can just pay their way on here. I would love if someone can pay someone. So I'm going to put this out there. If you can put a pool called Prosperity Pool, or no, MH Prosperity Pool. Okay? So Mike Hobbs Prosperity Pool. If you can create that, I will pay you $100,000. If you can get MH Prosperity Pool on etherchain.org. I'll give you guys a $100,000 reward. Anyone who can get that pool on this blockchain without any mining going on. Okay? If you can get my Prosperity Pool on this chain without any mining going on, like no mining, so you can't attach your current mining facility to it, you have to basically get my name branded, okay, on this my Ethereum pool without any mining. And if you can do that, I will give you $100,000. And so contact me once you do that, okay? But guess what? USI Tech is on there. It says USI Tech. If you scroll down, it's right there, USI Tech. they have their own branded mining pool on etherchain.org. So basically, the only time you can get on this website is if you actually have a hash rate and mining going on. That's the only way you can do it. You can't pay your way there. And if they do have a fee to put on here, you still have to have a mining pool. Does that make sense, everybody? So even if they have some kind of fee to get you added to the list, you still have to have a mining pool. You guys get that? You can't fake the mining pool. The blockchain cannot be faked. So I want you guys to get this. So if they have an Ether mining pool, just like they said they do, then who in here thinks they're going to release their Bitcoin mining pool just like they said they did? They said they're going to release their Ether mining pool, or Ethereum. I keep saying Ethereum. Ethereum mining pool. They said they're coming out with the Bitcoin mining pool. Who in here believes that they will? I do. I've met all three owners, and I have 100% confidence that everything on this list right here, they are doing, and I have 100% confidence that they are making more than 140% from the money that we put in. That is my confidence to you guys. It's my stamp of approval that I 100% believe USI Tech makes more than 140% revenue that they are paying us from their mining equipment, from their forex trading, from their arbitrage, from their future leasing of patented technology, and from their Bitcoin ATMs that they're going to be releasing here soon. All of this revenue stream is getting paid and going to the company, and they are making more than 140%, and they can pay us that in our returns. And I 100% put my stamp of approval on it. I think it's 100% legit. So, can I be wrong? I mean, any of us can be wrong, right? But all we can go by is all we can go by. You know what I mean? There's like all the different probability and all the different reasonings behind why I trust USI Tech. I really, truly believe this is 100% legit. Like out of anything else, it's the only company that is out there doing weekly events. Like did you guys know that they do an event every week in the UK? Like Mike Kiefer, Ralph Gold, some of the other ownerships, they're every week they're going and doing events all around the world. So they're very transparent. They're very open with who they are, and they're not here to scam you. So you can feel confident like I do. So anyway, with that being said, we'll talk about tokens here in a minute, but I want to go over some strategies with you. So real quick question for everybody. And I'm trying to monitor the chat. Sorry if I don't get a lot of your chats. But who in here is just in this to like maybe put some money in, duplicate your Bitcoin, and stuff like that? If you're in here just to duplicate your Bitcoin, you're not really in here to refer people. Let me give you this document real quick. Who in here is that? Well, the cool thing in USI Tech is there's two main strategies. Number one, there's a 100% passive strategy where this is where everybody wins, regardless of sales. Like in traditional network marketing or whatever, do you guys realize that the only people who win are the ones who know how to make sales? Do you guys realize that? Like that is what sets USI Tech apart from anything else out there. Okay? This is the only one that I know that people can win passively. So check this out. So one of the products is obviously the Bitcoin package. You can earn 1% a day. It's actually not 1% a day. Let me show you what it actually is. But we like to do the numbers off of 1% because over the 140 days, typically it averages out to be about 1%. But mine has been averaging, let me just show you. So what is that? 133, any math whizzes in here that you guys can do this? So 133% or 134% in 147 days. How much is that? Like what percent is that per day? Like that's about a good average of what to expect over the next 104 or over the lifespan of the, so 91%. Okay, 0.91. So that's about where we're at. So if you want to be like completely accurate where we're at, we're looking at 0.91% a day. Does that make sense, everybody? That's about where we're at after my 100. I'm almost there, guys. Look at that. Almost there on this first package. Okay. So that's the first product, guys. And here's just a couple things I want you guys to be aware of. And you guys can read through this document. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but the key milestone here, guys, is 100 packages. And here's why. Okay. I'm going to go over here to the rebuy. And we already kind of covered this, but you can get started for whatever you guys want to do. You can buy 10 packages tomorrow if you'd like. You know, you can buy one. You can do whatever you want to do. But here's the thing. If let's say you got started with 20 packages, look at what happens. So your income is like here, 0.007 a day. And then the next day, it's like another 0.007. And then another 0.007. And then like day number 5, look at that. It goes up a little bit. Like it doesn't show the decimals, but the decimals go up a little bit. So you're making off of 21 packages now. And then like in another 5 days, you're making off of 22 packages. And then another 5 days, 23 packages. So as you can see, that's now going up a little bit. Then by about 1 year from now, you've got 120 packages. So that's not bad. But it takes you 223 business days to get to daily compounding. You see that? Or actually, no, about 91. It takes you about 91 business days to get to daily compounding. I don't know about you guys, but who would like daily compounding like tomorrow? You know what I mean? Like that's like what did Albert Einstein call that? Like the 9th wonder of the world or whatever is daily compounding. So how do you get there faster? Well, you just start with 100 packages. Get yourself to 100 packages as fast as possible. And if you can't start there, you can build your way there. That's fine. And we'll talk about that on the referral side of things. You can get your way there however you want, but look at the difference, guys. Now you start with 1, okay? And then like by your daily compounding right away, and then by a year from now, like we already talked about, now you're up to 260, 615. And what does that mean in income for you? If you decided to start withdrawing at that point, let's go down to our trusty calculator. So in this document I'm giving you guys, if you scroll down, look at this, guys. So what was it, 600 packages? So you're about in between these. So let's just go to 1,000. So let's just say, so it takes you how long to get to 1,000? So let's say you started with 120. We'll just do that. And let's see what day it takes to get to 1,000. So 150. I mean, I do the math on the spot. I just don't want to take up too much time. All right, so here we go. So about 278, so about a year into it. So you start with 150 packages, about a year into it. And if you guys want to get an accurate number, you could set this to 0.90. I don't think it has the option here, but anyway, you guys could set the rebuy, whatever you guys want. Or right here, actually, sorry, 0.90. You see that? So that's a little bit more accurate, you know, obviously. But either way, like let's just say a year from now, you get to 1,000 packages. So you start off, you compound for about a year. Now you are looking at $2,600 passive income at an 80-20 withdrawal strategy. Okay, so that's what you could be at 1 year from now, passively, without really putting a lot of money in. I mean, $6,000. I mean, you put $6,000 in, and you get $2,600 a month passive income forever. Like it literally, you can compound it for a year. In 3 months, you'd be in profit. So about a year and 3 months, you'd be in profit. And then every month from there is 100% profit. So I've done some numbers before, like on getting loans and stuff like that. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to give you what your risk level is or whatever. But let's just say you got a loan and you paid the interest payment for a year. How cool would it be to be able to pay that loan off within 3 months of starting your withdrawal strategy? So that's the potential here. So here's the strategy in a nutshell, and then I'm going to move on to the referral strategy, and then we'll get into some marketing and stuff like that, because we want to make sure we cover everything to get you to a crypto millionaire in 2018. And I also want to talk about the tokens as well. So check this out, guys. The passive strategy in a nutshell, here's what it is. Number one, you start off as fast as you can to get to daily compounding. Okay. So maybe that's buying 100 packages right now, right out of the gate. Maybe that's putting 20 in and then doing like 20 a week for a long time until you get to the 100. Or maybe it's like treating this like a savings account. Maybe this is taking 10% of your income from outside revenue and putting it into packages. You guys see what I'm saying? Like, you guys are doing this passively. You just need to figure out a way to get to daily compounding, however you want to do it, however you can do it. That's your number one goal. The next goal is to compound it until you hit your package income goal. So looking at these numbers, what are your guys' income goals? Let me know. Do you want to make six-figure income passively every month? Do you want to make $52,000 a month passively every single month? But how this works, and I want you guys to realize this, we have to have some kind of way to, for our packages not to expire. Because like if you guys don't understand, like for example, each package expires after it earns 140%. Does everybody understand the way that works? So if you don't rebuy anything, let's say you just put 100 packages in and you have 0% rebuy. In 140 days, you would have 0 packages and you'd have all your money out of the system. Does that make sense? So if you put 1 Bitcoin in, which was what, 270? You'd have 1.4 Bitcoin out on day 140. You guys got that? That's how it works. So if we do a little bit of mathematical equations, what we came up with for passive people is if you rebuy 80% of your income that you bring in and you withdraw 20%, at the end of the month, this is how much money you have withdrawn. You guys get that? And then this is how much you've actually invested back into the company. So you've actually put more, you put 80%. This is actually only 20% of your income. You guys get that? So these withdrawal earnings, this is not counting like what you're buying in packages. So what's cool about that is your package status will continue to grow forever. Okay? So like if you use the 80-20 rebuy strategy, your packages will continue to grow forever. You'll never lose more than that fall off. So like if you look on this calculator, for example, and let's say I have 100%, or let's say I do 75%. That's the closest I can get. So look over here where it says completed packages. So by day number, let's see. You see how 270 fell off on day 157? Okay. Well, day number 2, 271 falls off. Day number 3, 273 falls off. So one more each day. You see that? 2 fell off there. 2 more fell off there. 2 more fell off there. 1 more fell off there. But you guys get what I'm saying? Like you started off with what? 270? But do you see how this number never goes below 270? It just keeps going up, even though some are falling off. You see that? But this is still over 270. But yet, this is falling off. Okay? It's still higher. This is falling off. It's still higher, falling off. So even though packages are falling off, you still are growing your packages because you're buying at an 80% rebuy. Now, if you switch it down to like 50%, then you're going to notice that it goes down even farther. And I don't know if it's 100% accurate on the, because it doesn't go far enough to go like in the future for us to like look at it. It only goes to 300 days. But eventually, if you go below 60%, eventually your package will start to go down. Okay? You guys get that? So like anything below 60% your rebuy, your packages are going to eventually start to like wither away. Like it'll just start to, instead of going up every month, it's going to start to go down every month. Okay. So that's kind of how it's going to look for you in the future. So what we have is what we've created is an 80-20 rebuy strategy. So where you're always growing. Okay. I love James's answer right there. With the 80-20 strategy, you're always rebuying more packages than the number that fall off. That's why your account keeps growing. Exactly. And so anyway, so with the 80-20, that's what we recommend. Now, here's what's cool. If at any moment you decide that you just need an extra boost of income, you can take an extra day of income every week. So basically, you can turn it into a 60-40 1 week or forever. And then what that would happen is it would basically, so let's say you get to 1,000 packages, okay? And then you switch to 60-40. Now your packages will never, I mean, it'll go up a little bit, but it will never go under 1,000. Does that make sense? So like your 60-40 method, basically you'll maintain 1,000. You're not going to go higher. You're not going to go lower. You're just going to maintain it. It's kind of like just keeping the same income for the entire time. But here's the cool thing about that. That instantly doubles your income, because before you were withdrawing 20% of your income, now you're withdrawing 40% of your income. So essentially, this is actually double. But it's not going to go up. See what I'm saying? And James, I think you have to set your thing to panelists and attendees if you want other people to see your comments, because I think you're just sending to all panelists. It's all good though. But anyway, so 2640 is now 40, or what is that? 5,200. Pretty cool. So if you wanted to make a $5,200 residual income, passive income, what you'll do is you'll compound your account up till you get to 1,000 packages, set it to 60-40, and now you've got a $5,200 a month passive income. This is not counting the rise in Bitcoin value. I want you guys to get that. This is only based on today's value. It's not counting Bitcoin going up in value. In fact, your 1,000 packages like could be worth a lot more, because like if you guys don't know, 1,000 packages is about what price? Is that $60,000? So that's like 3.6 Bitcoin, right? You want to know how much Bitcoin is in my 1,000 packages right now? About 12 Bitcoin is in my 14 right now. So I have like 12 Bitcoin in my packages. And you want to know, I earn on the 12 Bitcoin. I don't earn on the dollar amount. I earn on the 12 Bitcoin. That's what we earn here. We don't earn in dollars. So this is not counting Bitcoin going up in price, because what's cool is the 1,000 packages you have today will be worth more tomorrow, especially when Bitcoin's going up in value. Okay? So this actually could be a lot more. So like, for example, my 1,000 packages has 8 Bitcoin in it. So would my income be better at a 20% withdrawal at the moment? Yes, it would be more like, I'm probably more like right here at a passive level. Because let's go look real quick. This was my daily return on earnings today. So today I earned $15.92. So if we go back over here, so I'm just right under this. You see that? 1920. So I'm like way up there with my packages because of Bitcoin value going up. How cool is that? So I'm almost to like 3,200 packages, even though I'm only at 14. See, that is the cool thing about this, is my daily passive earning is $15.92. And I only have 1,400 packages. It doesn't make any sense. Well, it does make sense because each package goes up in value, right? As Bitcoin goes up in value. So we're not even counting any of that in these figures. What's so cool about this, guys, is these figures are already mind-blowing, but it does not even count Bitcoin value going up. It's just pretending like it stays the same forever. We all know that that doesn't happen, right? That doesn't happen. So anyway, so that's the goal. You want to get to your, so you basically, you compound until you get to your income goal. And then once you get there, you switch it to 60-40 and you double your income, or you set it to 80-20 and you continue to build your packages up. I actually prefer 80-20, and here's why. Think about this. Who would love to get a raise every single week? So like every day, if you set it, like for example, if I went back here and let's say I was 100% passive and I just went to this rebuy setup and I clicked on 80%, I just said 80%, and then I click save. That means every day my income would increase. It's like a daily income raise, because today I would rebuy 80% and withdraw 20. Tomorrow I'd have a bigger balance, and then I'd make more money. And then the next day I'd make more money. And then the next day I'd make more money. Every day is an income goal. So if you want a daily income, you set it to 80-20. If you want to make a little bit more income and you want to only withdraw once a week, then you set this to 100% for 4 days a week and withdraw 1 day a week. That makes sense? So there's two ways to do it. 100% rebuy 4 days a week, 100% withdraw 1 day a week. Or just come back here and make it simple and just do 80% and then withdrawal every night. So whatever you want to do, guys, that's the passive strategy in a nutshell. So just recap. You put the money that you can put in right now, whether you go get a loan for it, whether you sell your truck, sell your car, whatever you need to do, you find a way to get to daily compound as fast as possible. You compound it up until you hit your package income goal. So what are your guys' goals? Go ahead and type them in the chat. Once you get to that goal, you set it to either 80-20 or 60-40, and you collect your check. Does that sound doable, guys, for you, those of you who are passive? That's it, right? That's the passive strategy. That's how simple it is when it comes to building a business passively. Okay? Now, I want to skip ahead for those of you who want to build this actively. Now, I'm going to talk about the tokens at the end with Justin when he comes back. We'll talk about the tokens at the end. Because we're going to teach you, like this right here can get you a six-figure income. Obviously, you can make $52,000 a month potential once you hit the max. Isn't that amazing, Justin? Like someone can come in here and never recruit and make $52,000 a month.
Yeah, that's what makes this what it is. It's 100% passive, and it's very attractive to professional athletes alike, or regular moms and pops and just normal, ordinary people who don't have interest in sharing. I know when I first got started in Bitcoin, Mike, my only intention was the investment side. I didn't plan on sharing this because I had money sitting in the bank acquiring 0.1% interest in my high yield interest savings account. And I feel like a damn fool for keeping it there. So when this came along and I learned about cryptocurrency and USI Tech, I'm like, it would only make sense to take some of that money sitting in the bank and put it here so it can actually grow. Then once I witnessed it, firsthand by being in the game, I'm like, it just makes too much sense to not share, because this is like, it's almost too good to be true. So this is surreal. This is everyone's dream. And that's why everyone on our team is so passionate about what we have our hands on. We have a product that could set people financially free without recruiting. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, for sure. And just to kind of illustrate the power in this is not counting Bitcoin going up in value. This is just counting your 40% increase. Like that's it, guys. Like this is not counting Bitcoin rise in value. This is 40% increase. That's it. 52K a month. Because I want to illustrate this. My very first package, guys, if I'll go back here, look at this, guys. You can't do this with any other multiplier because most things pay you in fiat. We get paid in Bitcoin here. So like we put Bitcoin in and we get paid on the Bitcoin we put in. So like, for example, this first package I bought at the time was worth $60. You guys get that? When I bought this one package, it cost me $60. Okay? Look how much that package is worth today. I am earning on this. You guys get that? So I'm earning on the new real-time value. That's what I'm earning my 1% a day on. I'm not earning my 1% on $60. I'm earning my 1% on this amount right here. Okay? So bottom line, guys, is check this out. I've actually earned on that one package so far, and someone do the math for me. What return is that? From a $60 purchase, what return is that so far? And it's not even done yet. Like, I haven't even earned everything yet. I still got 7% to go. I still got 7% of my 40% to go. So what have I earned? 9 times. You see that? That's 900%. You see the power now? Is everyone starting to see the power? So these income numbers right here don't count the 900% increase that I've seen in Bitcoin. You know, all that. So we look at it like, oh, we only make 40%. That doesn't look like that much, right? It doesn't look like that much. But you guys realize it's actually 917%? It's not 40%. Or not 140%. It's 900%. That's what I've earned so far. Okay? And I will tell you this. USI Tech, if it were a Ponzi, they would have gone out of business within 2 months. And you want to know why? Because when they started, or 2 months from when they launched the Bitcoin product, and here's why. If they didn't have a legitimate way to multiply Bitcoin, they could not sustain paying the original people who put money in their returns on their original amount. They couldn't do it. You want to know why? Because if Bitcoin goes up, like when they started the Bitcoin product, it was worth $700. Did you guys know that? When they launched the Bitcoin product, Bitcoin was $700 for one Bitcoin. So there were people who put thousands of dollars into USI Tech on that day one, right? Which means there were people who probably had like 10 Bitcoin in, and then it shot to like $5,000, right? So hold on. So get this. If they were a Ponzi and they weren't multiplying actual Bitcoin, because they brought in Bitcoin, right? And if they weren't multiplying that Bitcoin, if they were just paying fiat money, like new members paying old members, right? Well, they wouldn't have had enough money to pay the old members. You want to know why? Because the price dynamically changes with the market. You guys get that? Like when someone comes in, check this out. So even though my package cost me 0.02, look how much someone puts in. They put in, look at this, 0.003. How in the world, just one of my packages, look at this, one of my packages has paid me 0.0330, yet a new member's money only brings in 0.003. New members, so I want you guys to get this, new members' money paying old members' money does not work in the way USI Tech is paying out. Because if they tried that, they wouldn't have enough to pay everybody. You want to know why? Because the people who came in the very beginning had a lot more Bitcoin than the people coming in right now. Because the people coming in right now are putting less Bitcoin in than the people that did in the beginning. But yet USI is paying on the higher amount. Do you guys get that? USI Tech would have folded in 2 months because they went from $700 to like $7,000, and then went from $7,000 to $20,000, or like $19,000. You see what I'm saying? So they went from $700 to $20,000. They're paying on the people who paid $700. You guys get that? On per Bitcoin. That's what they're paying the percentage on. People coming in now have less money. Okay? So bottom line is the way USI Tech is paying could not sustain. Now, If they were paying on fiat, that would be a different story, right? Because then it would basically, they would be taking in a lot of Bitcoin and paying out less Bitcoin. You see what I'm saying? So you could sustain a real Ponzi scheme if you pay people in fiat. So that is actually, you can. If you pay, if you put 2 Bitcoin in and you pay on 10,000 versus 2 Bitcoin, you could sustain a Ponzi scheme in the Bitcoin world because you're actually paying them back less than they put in, right? Over the time. So you could, I'm not saying that they are Ponzi's like out there. You know, obviously I'm not like one of those haters. I'm not going to hate on companies. I'm not going to say that's a Ponzi, this is not. But I'm saying a Ponzi is possible paying in fiat. Whereas the way that USI Tech is, if they even tried to be a Ponzi, they would go out of business in a couple months. The way Bitcoin's shooting up, right? It's just impossible. They have to have a legitimate operation. They have to be mining. They have to be creating new Bitcoin, or else it's impossible to sustain these returns because they're rating our returns on Bitcoin. But if you think about it, if they are legitimately mining, does it matter if Bitcoin goes up in value or not? It doesn't, because they got a Bitcoin in and they're multiplying the Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. If Bitcoin can go to 1 million tomorrow, it won't matter. They're paying us 1% on our Bitcoin. See what I'm saying? They're not doing anything like percentage-wise on fiat. So that's the beauty of it. So anyway, keep going on tangents here. But anyway, so with that being said, let's go into the referral strategy. So who in here is actually trying to actively refer people? And then we'll go to the tokens and then get into some marketing stuff. So you guys want to refer people. You actually want to make some money here. Lots of people. Yes, sir. Awesome. I think we have more people that want to make money, Justin, than passive.
That's excellent. Yeah, I think we attract what we tend to do, and both of us are passive as well as aggressively building teams. You know, we're both big team builders, and the compensation plan, if you thought it was crazy on the product side, which it is, you're not going to sleep tonight once you understand how we get paid on the referral side for those of you looking to build a network here.
Yeah, so the cool thing about the referral side, and I wanna mention this, in a traditional product world, someone joins your team, they buy a product every month, and that's it, one time, right? Sometimes you can convince them to buy like the big product, right? But how many times do they buy the big product? One time. So even in the biggest direct sales companies out there, like I know a company, there was a product that was $60,000, right? $60,000. So what's the potential of that person paying $60,000 again? You know what I mean? Zero. They pay it once and they're done, right? And then they may pay their $100 a month or whatever it costs for the system, right? So they pay the one-time, big-time thing. Then they might go down to $100 a month auto ship or whatever it may be. And then here's the thing. Then all of a sudden they never make any sales, and then they fail. Then they cancel the $100 auto ship, and then they're gone and they hate the world, you know. And they're now the trolls on all the forums going, everything's a scam, you know. Like that's what happens. That's literally what happens, right? Well, in USI Tech, I want to show you something. It's a little bit different. If I go to my commissions, BTC commissions, we've got people, and for some reason it's not updating like every night. It used to update like faster, but let me see if I can find yesterday's earnings or yesterday's. Well, that's crazy. Like I can't even go to yesterday's. How funny is that?
Dude, because you're earning 1,000+ commissions in a single day.
This is just so hilarious, guys. I mean, I can't even show you my example because it's okay. Here's a good one. Here we go. I found some. Okay, good. Okay, good. So as you can see, yesterday, There's people buying 319 packages, 300 packages, 200 packages, 190 packages, 180. You see what I'm saying? This is one day, guys. This is one day. So what is that? What is that in math? Like 300 times $60. So that's that means this person did 19,000 yesterday. Isn't that crazy, Justin? That's crazy.
Wow.
19,000. And he will be buying 3 per day with that pace. So if he doesn't have any more, like a lot of these people have more than that, but I'm just going to throw an example. So he has enough to buy 3 per day, which is like $60 times 3. That's $180 a day. Who in here would love to be a part of a network marketing company if you had people paying $180 a day, every day, business day, every month, and then next month pay more every day, and then the next month pay more, and and then the next month pay more, and the next month pay more, and the next month pay more, eventually till they get to the 10,000 mark, and they're buying 100 packages a day.
And what's cool, Mike, is look how many levels deep in your organization. We're talking about level 6, level 4, level 5. So these are people you probably don't even know who they are.
I know. I honestly don't. I don't know. I actually know this guy. Yeah, but he's closer to 2 levels. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'll probably know like the 1s, and the 2s. But like when it gets to like, and look at these right here. Do you guys know that those are pass-ups? People who are not qualified.
Oh, wow. So this is a big deal. I was always wondering what happens if someone's not qualified. We collect the commissions and they compress up. Is that
so like, for example, this guy is on my level 7, but I'm getting paid on him as if he's on my level 5. So
wow, I didn't know that, man. So you learn something new every day. Thank you.
Yep. So the way that the compensation plan works, since we're talking about referral plan, you guys can go look all this in your back office. Just click pay plan details. Everybody gets level 1 for free. Okay? So you don't pay anything to get level 1. To get level 2 and 3, you need to personally sponsor 3 who have 12 packages. So let's say you bring in someone who brings in someone that would pass up because you're not qualified on level 2 and 3 yet. Does that make sense to everybody? So everyone gets level 1 for free. Then you have to qualify to get level 2 and 3 unlocked. Then, every level after that's 1 more personally sponsored, all the way down to 12 levels. So those little parentheses are people who are not qualified. So like basically they sponsored someone that sponsored someone, and they're not yet qualified yet. So that's one cool thing about the comp plan is everybody gets paid. I mean, you never see that. I mean, anyone in here see that? You don't have to buy a dang thing, and you get paid 10% on whatever you bring in.
Yeah, if you're watching this right now, whether live or the replay, drop us a comment and let us know, have you ever been paid from USI Tech? And let us know, yes, I've been paid, in the comments below. I'm curious how many of you have.
Yep. And what we mean by being paid is just like in your available balance, because that's available to withdraw or rebuy. I want you guys to really realize that. Okay. So with that being said, here's why this passive strategy is so amazing. I mean, so we've got people buying every day, like as I showed you, literally like every single day. And here's the kicker. It's not from new money. It's from their referral, or it's not their referral earnings. It's from their passive earnings. Like these people are literally buying, like these 29 right here that Vitaly bought. Look at that. Vitaly bought 29 packages today. Did he come out and fork over $29 worth of packages? Like, did he come out of new money? No, he used his earnings for that. So everyone who earns a package here and buys a package, it's not like taking rent money and buying the package. like another MLM is. Like other MLMs, they are literally taking rent money, car payment money. I mean, who in here, like one of my MLMs guys, I sold a car to pay for one of their products. You know what I mean? Like, that is insane. Like, you have to take, rent money. You have to take living expense money. You have to take money off your, you have to go on a diet, or something so you can pay your MLM products. Auto ship. Here, your auto ship pays you. So who would love to have their auto ship pay you? So that's kind of what we've got here. So anyway, with that being said, let me show you the potential here. So we have some product recommendations. Obviously, we're going to talk about the tokens here in a minute. I want to keep that all in one section. But we recommend you getting to the daily compounding, and then we also recommend you. So here's the referral strategy in a nutshell. I'm going to show you this live. Okay, this is going to be pretty cool. So step 1. 100% rebuy until. Did you guys know you can start with less than 100 and work your way up to 100? You guys realize that, right? So don't feel like you're pressured. That's the last thing we want to do. We don't want to pressure anybody, but we just give you our recommendations. I know Justin started with 100. I started with weird stuff. Like, like I'm one of those guys, like I'm a strategy guy. Like I have this chessboard, I'm a strategy guy, right? So my original strategy was, okay, I can get it started with 100, but I'm going to do 1 per day until I get to 100. That was my original strategy. Because I was like, I don't want to like, this is what my first thought was. I was like, if I do 1 per day till I have 100, then none of them will fall off like dramatically. Like that was my thought process. Whereas if you put 100 in day 1, on day 101, 100 drop off, and I'm like, oh no, I'm going to be all devastated, And then I didn't really, my mindset was like, so I'm just going to buy 1 per day, right? So you guys see that, like that lasted about, like check this out. I think that lasted maybe 1, 2, like maybe like 25 days. And then I started smartening up. I'm like, I'm actually losing money doing this. I'm like, I should just put all the money in now and let it be all of it earning right now. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm doing this wrong, instead of like doing 1 a day. So that's what I started with. But what was funny is once I got to 25, so I did 25 days of that. Then all of a sudden, my referral commission started kicking in. And I'm like, holy crap. Now I'm buying like 2 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 7 and 3. Not 1 a day anymore. It's like 4 and then 3, then 2, then 2, then 2. You know what I mean? And like, then it just started, I was able to buy like a whole bunch more. And then all of a sudden I was over 100 without even putting 25 of my own in. Like I put about 25 of my own in doing the 1 per day. And then I got to the referral earnings, like where I got over 100 without even putting 25 of my own in. I was planning on putting 100 of my own in, but I just did it weird. You know what I mean? I just did it weird where my referral earnings ended up being more than what I planned on being. And then all of a sudden now, then I was doing like 10, 14, 11, 8, 9, 10 from rebuys, 20. 8, 19, 27, 27. Now look at it's like, now I'm getting up to where I'm like 38, 23, 22, 21, 25, 28, 28, 29. It's just getting up there every single day from rebuys. I don't have to put any more money in. And that is the beauty of referral strategy. So here's the referral strategy in a nutshell. And I want everyone to follow along, okay? Everybody who's on the webinar, go ahead and follow along during this part. Step 1, get to 100 packages as fast as possible. Everybody good with that? Say, yes, I'm going to do it. No matter what it takes, I'm going to do it, okay? Step 2, log in, click rebuy setup. And this is for referral earnings. Again, this is separate from passive. Referral is more powerful as far as income goes. So we have a different strategy, okay? All right, so step 2. You guys ready? 100% rebuy. And no on commissions. All this means right here, include unilevel. That just means you don't want to include your commissions. That's all that means, Okay, so set that to no, because you don't want your commissions being rebought. You want to withdraw your commissions. You want to build a wealth here. You want to make money here. You don't want to just, I mean, I get it. Rebuying all the time, is great. But at some point, you got to make an income, right? You guys agree? Like, you should be stacking Bitcoin at some point. You shouldn't just be rebuying with everything. Okay. And only people who are doing a referral strategy can do this. Passive, we've already talked about your strategy. Okay. That's the 80-20 method. Referral people, you don't do 80-20. You guys get that? You don't do 80-20. You do 200%. Okay. You don't do 80%. You do 200. So how do we do that? Well, here's how we do it. You do 100% rebuy. Set this to no, click save. So everybody go do that right now. Just go back there, do it, get it over with. Okay. Trust me on this. This will work out. Okay. So you set it to 100% and then no. Now, check this out. And I might need to add in one more step in here. It might be lower, but match what your rebuy did that day. And I'm sure it's below. I haven't looked. For 200% rebuy. Now, this is actually optional. I'll just be honest with you. You don't have to do this. Like, me and you, Justin, right? We didn't do 200% rebuy for the whole my first 6 months, like you did like 100%, right? Or no, you were doing 200% on your package number.
Yeah, based on packages. So it wasn't a true 200% until you pointed it out like maybe a week or two ago. And I'm like, oh, let me switch, because I witnessed your packages go from like 400 to over 1,000 in 2 weeks. And I hit up Mike. I'm like, whatever you're doing, bro, tell me that strategy. And that was this 200% strategy.
Yep. So originally all I did was 100% strategy. So this is what my original strategy was basically this without anything extra. But I was doing a true. So I was basically calculating, how much Bitcoin I had in my packages, and I was rebuying based on that. And that's what I was doing the first 6 months of my business. And my packages were growing, but they weren't growing very fast. They were just growing like normal pace. And then I was adding about 5 on top of that. So I would do like 100%, then I'd do like 5 more, right? And then that was my strategy. Well, then I was like thinking about it one day, and I'm like, you know what? We should teach people how to hit the car bonus just automatically, without even thinking about it. And I don't know if you guys know, but there's a thing called the car bonus. And when you get to 2,000 packages, you get $942 a month car bonus. Okay, which is huge. That's like crazy, like $940 a month car bonus. And 50% of this has to be from commissions. So I thought about that in my brain, and I'm like, well, how can we do that on a systematic method, everybody across the board, simultaneously, while we're all building up our packages fast and building a bigger passive income faster, and still withdrawing and making an income all at the same time? I know that was a mouthful, but how could we do that? How can we do all of it? Like, basically, how could we do everything? How could we compound our account? How can we hit the car bonus? How can we be withdrawing every day? And just really everything, the best of every world. How can we do all of it at once? Because that's what I like to do. Like, I don't like to be like, you can only do this or no, or that. It's like, I want to do all of it. I want the car bonus. I want a daily income. I want my packages to get to 10,000, right? Like, I want all of it. I don't want just one or the other. Like, there's some people who sacrifice income now to build up their packages. I don't like that. I want you guys to have income now and build your package. Does anyone else think the same way as me, or am I the only one? Like, I think everybody should have all of it, right? So how do you do that? Well, I came up with this strategy called the 200% strategy. It's optional. You could do 100%, just leave it at that. So what you could do is you could do this. You could just set it to 100, set it to no, and withdraw every night. And you're done, right? Like, you could be done there. Or you can do this and hit the car bonus, have a daily income, and get to the max 10,000 packages eventually, faster, easier, and here's how we do it. So about 3 p.m. Eastern, so we click save. So about 3 p.m. Eastern, here's what ends up happening. So you click on package status and you're going to look and you're going to say, okay, December 20th, it bought me 29 packages. So I'm like, okay. So what all I do to match it, so this equals 100%. Does everybody get that? They did the calculations for me. They calculated how much Bitcoin was in all my packages. It rebought for me 100%. So 100% is 29. So what would 200% be? 29 more. So all I got to do is go click place order, purchase, and then just throw right here 29 packages and purchase. Bam. See how easy that was? Now, here's the next thing. So here's how the strategy works. So you set it to no. You match the rebuy you did that day, which I just did, right? And then here's the magic. Here's the best part of the whole thing. Withdraw the rest.
I love that part, Mike. I ever tell you that?
Withdraw the rest. I might want to reword that sentence, but I just like to throw that in there. I want to just throw that out there. So guess what I do now? So if I click view my active packages now, I should have another 29. You see that? And the dashboard's been taking longer to update, but I should have 29 more than that. But now look at how much I have to withdraw. 1.13. So what is that in income? 19,000 in 1 day withdrawal.
Equals a good day for the Hobbs family.
So all I got to do that is I got to click on my wallet. I got to click on withdrawal. I choose my little thing there, my whole balance. Click on my Google Authenticator, and I will just do this real quick because I think it's really cool to withdraw. I mean, anyone else think it's cool to withdraw $19,000 in a day? Let me know. Or am I the only one that thinks this way? All right, here we go. See. Well, bam. Now, here's what's cool. So the 24 hours later, they'll put me in the next payment queue and I'll get paid my money right to my wallet. So that's how it works, guys. That's how it works. And that's all you do. That's the referral strategy in a nutshell. So I just demonstrated it A to Z. You just set it to 100%. You match what it rebought and you withdraw the rest. And then tomorrow you rinse and repeat. Do you guys think you can do that? Anyone in here think you can do that? Let me, like if you guys are referring and you're getting customers in and they're buying and you're getting commissions, you guys think you can match that? You rebuy, match. And now here's a question I always get. What if you don't have enough to rebuy or match? Then you just pretend like nothing happened and you start over tomorrow. Okay? So you just do 100% rebuy until you get to that point. So bottom line is you just leave your balance here until you can get to the point where you have excess. So what does that mean in my brain? Like when I look at this, I'm like, okay, if I don't have enough to match, then I shouldn't be withdrawing. Does that make sense? I'm not ready to be withdrawing yet. I should be just leaving it all in there. But then when I get to the point where I can 100% match and have a leftover balance to withdraw, that's when you withdraw. Has everybody got it? So do you withdraw if you can't match? That's the question. Do you withdraw if you can't match? You can, but to follow my strategy, you don't. You basically just leave it there until you have enough to match. So if you buy one, so like for example, if you have 100 packages, you'll probably have one go. And then, so you're not going to have to buy 29. You just have to buy one. You guys get it? You don't have to buy. So if it rebuys you one, you buy one, and then you withdraw the rest. So most of you will be able to get there. It's not going to be very far off, especially if you're referring. You should be able to do this, okay? Like it's basically all relative. Like for me, you might be looking at that like, man, I can never do 29 packages because that's like what? 29 times 60. I just put like $1,700 a day into this thing, right? You don't have to look at my example and be frustrated because your example, when you're at 100, you're only going to be probably doing 2 a day. You guys get that? Like that's not a lot. That's like $60 on top of the passive. So if you make more than $60 referral earning, you'll have money to withdraw. And I've been doing this the entire time. I want you guys to get that. The entire time I've been doing this, I've been patient. Like I know there's other people who are not patient and they just 100% rebuy everything, and that's fine, but I've been very patient. And I've been really sticking to this method and withdrawing every day. And I've been able to withdraw, I don't even know how much this month, but in November I withdrew about 40 Bitcoins in November. And I'll calculate December's once December's over, which I think is going to be pretty close to more than that, which is hilarious. But yeah, so that was November alone. Withdrawn. This is not counting rebuys. This is not counting. That's like what I've withdrawn following the strategy. So I've been very patient with the strategy, and it works. And it works. It works. It works. And you can look at that. And here's kind of some potential earnings from referrals. And again, James did a great job illustrating this. So let's say you have a referral. So let's throw this out there. Who in here wants to get, like, what's your package goal you want to get to? Let me just throw that out there. What's the package goal you want to get to? Okay, someone says 10K. So Christy says 10K. So guess what? Who's your sponsor, Christy? I'm curious. So so on Christy alone, you will make $10,000 a month residual income on one person when she hits 10,000 packages.
Wowzers.
Does anyone, I
know Christy will do it too, so that's what's so cool about it. I'm like, what? Like,
I don't know any MLM where people even spend $10,000 a month, let alone you make $10,000 a month on them. So that means she's putting in about $100,000 a month. Isn't that insane? Anyone know anyone that would put $100,000 a month into a program and be happy about it? That is the potential here, guys. So we start off, making, maybe $200 a month off one person when they get to 200 packages. And then but here's the cool thing. And I want to really illustrate this, guys. This is crazy when you build a team here. Look at your team like you don't need a big team. Okay. Look at your people like they are multiple people in one. Okay. So think about it. Every time they get a new rebuy, it's like adding a new team member to your team. You guys get that? Every time they add a new rebuy in a month, it's like adding a new team member to your team. So if someone's at 100 packages and they rebuy 22 times a month, like one per day for 22 days, that's actually like having 22 people on your team. You guys get that? Because normally you get one product per month, right? Per person. So it's like having 22 people per month on your team from one person. Now, what happens when they get to 2 rebuys a day? Now they have 44. What happens when they get to 10,000 rebuys or 10,000 packages? Now they're rebuying 100 per day. That's like having a lot of people on your team from one person. You know what I'm saying? So don't look at this like you missed the boat. Maybe you're like, man, I wish I would have got in 6 months ago. Man, I wish I would have, recruited all these people. You know what? You don't have to recruit a lot of people. You just have to have a couple people that have big goals. Think about it. If you just had 2 people that wanted to get to 10,000 packages, you're going to make a lot of money on their way there, and you're going to make a lot of money when they hit there. Isn't that awesome? Like, you're going to make a lot of money on their way there, and you're going to make a lot of money when they do hit there. And this is even when they're withdrawing 40%. So you're actually making half of what you made when they getting to that point, and you're still making 10 grand a month on one person. So I'm glad he put this this illustration out there, because this is really cool. So you make a team. Look at this, guys. The team of 10 people that hit your goals, you got 100 grand a month, which is a team of 10 people. And you want to know what's funny? Is I have a team of 124, and I made 600 grand last month. So, and none of them have even over. I think there's like maybe one or something with over 3,000 packages. You know, I know there's people in my downline that have like multiple thousands, because I'm seeing them come in, and it's like, who the heck just bought 4,000 packages? You know, like, that's crazy, you know. But I'm just saying, me personally sponsored people, this is only counting personally sponsored. We're not even counting like 12 levels of compensation that you get, which is insane. I think I know on a handful of people that's over 1,000 packages right now, and on my personally sponsored team. And guess what? 600 grand last month. So I'm like right here, guys. You see that? I'm not even in this range yet. How funny is that? So these numbers are obviously not accurate, but this is just math. You know what I mean? Like, math never goes right in MLM. And the cool thing about USI Tech is normally the math doesn't go right in the negative manner, right? With other companies, the math actually is worse in USI Tech than the real numbers. It gets backwards. You know what I mean? Like my numbers don't make sense right now. Whereas like in other MLMs, it's like the math is way bigger than the actuality. Whereas the math here is like totally off. Like, this is like lowballing it.
Yeah, that's because there's no need to hype up something so great. People experience it, and then it just blows their expectations away. And that's, I think, why everyone's just so happy and gung-ho.
I know. So guys, here's the potential, guys. You have a potential of 52,000 per month passively, and then another 10,000 per month on every single referral member you ever bring in. Okay. So like, that's like your potential earnings here when you build this as a business. And just my story right here, I have it illustrated here, 39 Bitcoins in November. This month, I was able to pay off, like the funny thing, in December 1st, I decided I wanted to pay my house off, and it's the 19th, and I did it in 19 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't happen anywhere else. I just made a decision and made it happen, right? I didn't have to. I could have just bought more packages, which, you know, I'm buying 50, 60 packages a day now. You know, I'm doing it all. Like, that's the key. I'm rebuying every day. I'm withdrawing every day. I am growing my packages. I'm on my way to the car bonus. I'm paying off all my debt. You know, I'm doing team webinars for the team. I'm helping the team. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm doing everything. And isn't that what true freedom is about? Like, what you want to do when you want to do it. Like, did I have to pay my house off? No, I could have put that money in packages, or I could have put it in my wallet and just let it sit there and grow. I could have, but that's my choice to make, because that's what freedom gives you. You know what I'm saying? And if I can inspire you guys to get to your goals here in USI Tech, that's what my goal is. So with that being said, those are the strategies, guys. Just to recap, you know, passive strategy is an 80-20 method. So you get to your package goals, you switch it to 80-20. Referral, 200% method, and withdraw the rest. That's simple in a nutshell. That's the strategies that we recommend. But here's where the opportunity to become a crypto millionaire is. So anyone in here want to be a crypto millionaire? This will make you good money. This will make you 52 grand a month. This will build up your Bitcoin. All the stuff we talked about will get you to your goals, your income goals, pay off your house, all that good stuff, everything. But who wants to be a millionaire in 2018? Okay.
Where my crypto millionaires at? Let us know in the comments down below. And I just wanted to throw in there, Mike, before we move on to the tokens, the fact that we get paid 24/7 instantly, which means as soon as somebody invests into packages, as soon as USI Tech receives their money, it gets paid out in the comp plan. So that's why every single time Mike hits refresh, typically our balances go up because there's somebody buying and somebody buying. Whereas most companies, you get paid once a week, twice, a couple times a month. Here we get paid 24/7, and maybe you can just one more time just click on commissions and click on BTC packages, and that's those 1,000 commissions coming in per day. All you probably wake up and it blows up, and then all throughout the day, don't matter if he's watching a movie, don't matter if he's playing sports with his children, out traveling the world, it just will continue and continue. And even if Mike stopped, I'm not going to stop. So, and nobody else is going to stop. So it's true leverage, unlike we've ever witnessed before. So I just wanted to point that out because that's a big deal, getting paid instantly.
Yeah, and like right now there's been a little bit of delay, like after people buy their packages, but it's still the same day. And I don't know about you guys, but most companies I've ever represented, just throwing some numbers in the chat, like what company, like how long after the sale is made does it take to get to you, like in your back office, whether you're ready to withdraw or maybe a check to you, typically in other companies that you've been in. I got paid, even in my own company, my own affiliate program, we wait like 30 days. Like someone makes a sale, we pay them 30 days later. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to pay instantly. You want to know why? Chargeback. Think about it. Like chargebacks. But that's the beauty of Bitcoin, guys. Bitcoin transactions are final. You know what I mean? Like with Bitcoin, like I'm thinking about, like, think about this. If you guys ever create your own product, I want to encourage you, accept Bitcoin as payment or something, even Bitcoin Cash or whatever you want to accept, like whatever, just accept some kind of cryptocurrency. And here's why. If you accept a cryptocurrency, it doesn't even matter which cryptocurrency, because it all has a dollar value. So it's all relative. You know what I'm saying? Like whether you get 10,000 in Ethereum or 10,000 in Bitcoin, it's still 10,000. You get it? So it doesn't matter. You just get more of the Ethereum than you would Bitcoin, So it really doesn't matter what cryptocurrency you accept. But I'm just going to throw out there, do what like people like Mariah Carey are doing. She's accepting Monero for payment for her CDs and stuff. You want to know why? No chargebacks. No returns. So,
and it's not just Mariah Carey, it's the entire music industry giving discounts on their albums for using Monero or cryptocurrency. And as a vendor, it just makes, as he said, chargebacks is like, a pain in the ass. And that's what prevents most people from getting paid right away. Whereas getting paid in crypto, it eliminates that problem. So it's a big deal.
Yeah, and I was kind of shocked too. There was someone who was able to do a chargeback for a year worth of payments. Can you believe that? Like there's people who can go to the bank and literally they could be paying a yearly, like they could be paying for a product for a year and then just go to their bank and say, hey, this is false or this is fraud, and just lie to the company and literally get charged, but that company gets charged back for a year. Like, how annoying is that? like for me, if I ever create my own product, like I have a couple products, but if I ever start selling my own product again, which I don't really even know if I need to anymore with this crypto stuff, like guys, you guys realize how much harder it is to sell your own product than making crypto money? Like so much more work. But if I ever did, I would accept cryptocurrency only. How cool is that? Like literally, I would just accept crypto. That's what I would do. You want to know why? Because I want to build up my crypto portfolio. I want to build our cryptocurrency because that's where the future is going. And then there's no chargebacks. You could just sell what you want to sell. And if you have affiliates, you can pay people instantly, So I think it's awesome. So anyway, so if you guys wanted to be a crypto millionaire, here we go. This is new to USI Tech. This is something that we didn't talk about today on purpose because, I like to keep it all in one section if possible. But USI Tech just launched their own version of cryptocurrency. So if we're talking about, like, let me go over to CoinMarketCap real quick. And this is huge. So a lot of people don't get this. But when Bitcoin launched, do you guys know what price Bitcoin was when they launched? I don't even remember. But it was probably like 12 cents or something, 2 cents. Okay. So when they were an ICO, I don't even know if they were an ICO. Were they ever an ICO? I don't even know if they were ever considered an ICO or not. No, they just launched. So they just launched to the market, and they came in, it was brand new. Nobody knew about cryptocurrency. So I wouldn't use them as a good example. But I'm just showing you that, what could happen in a short amount of time. Bitcoin just started becoming popular this year. Before this year, they had probably like 99% of the market. You guys realize that? Like this market cap right here, 600. Wow. Already over 600 billion. That's crazy.
Nuts.
That's crazy. We're almost to $1 trillion, guys. But Bitcoin was about 99% of that at one point. And then what ended up happening was, the block sizes hit, other cryptocurrencies started popping up, and now they're probably like 50% of the market or whatever. Actually, I don't know, 280 billion out of 600. So that's almost like 30% now, under 30%. That's crazy.
It says it up there.
Oh no, 48.
Dominance 47.
47, yeah. So that's still good. They're dominant, right? Don't get me wrong. They're still dominant, but other currencies are popping up that serve different markets. You guys get that? So like, for example, Ethereum serves the smart contracts market. So whatever that is, I don't even know what that means. Like, to be honest, I don't even look at it. I haven't even looked at it. Something to do with contracts, so like lawyers can use or something, right? I don't know. But they have some kind of smart contracted method that they are doing, and I didn't even really put any time into looking into it. But obviously they're doing well. They're 77 billion market cap and stuff like that. So they did something successful. You guys agree? Does everybody agree Ethereum did something successful to be the number 2 market cap coin in existence today, right? Obviously, Bitcoin Cash, they kind of just forked off of Bitcoin. They kept the original goal of Bitcoin, whereas Bitcoin evolved into more of a store value. And the original white paper of Bitcoin said it was a peer-to-peer currency system. That's what Bitcoin Cash was. They're like, well, we don't agree with it being a store value, so we want to fork off. So this was like Satoshi's original vision, right? So that's what Bitcoin Cash is. And now they're number 3, right? They're going up. They're shooting up there because it's like a penny to send a transaction. But there's 2 different purposes for them now. You know what I'm saying? Like Bitcoin has a different purpose than it had in the very beginning, whereas Bitcoin Cash has its own purpose now. They're more commerce, like getting in the stores and like things like that. They're actually on Coinbase now. But all of these different coins that are very successful, they have different things that they serve, different markets that they serve. So USI Tech, what they're doing is they're launching their own cryptocurrency, and they're going to serve the mining market. I want you guys to get this. So who is that? Let me just ask that question. Who's the mining market? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Those are the two ones, right? The two main ones. The whole list, exactly. Like not all of them mine. Some of them do like proof of stake, I guess, where you like, I don't even get that. Like you just hold coins in your wallet or something, like, and then it duplicates. I don't get how they do that, but some of them need miners, right? You need computer equipment that needs energy, and you need to cool that equipment down. There's a whole bunch of process when it comes to mining that a lot of people don't understand. I don't understand all of it, but what I do understand is it costs money to mine. You guys agree? It costs money. Like you have to have equipment, you have to have a warehouse, you have to pay for electricity. In fact, one of the biggest guys in the mining world that I know of, if you Google his name or YouTube his name, John McAfee, and after this webinar, I just want to encourage you to go watch some of his videos on mining, and you'll find out that this guy, he can mine a Bitcoin for about $2,000 a Bitcoin. And is that a pretty good profit? So that's how much it costs him to mine a Bitcoin. Now that he has the equipment. Like he probably had to buy all the equipment to get to that point, and he had to like invest a bunch of money for that. And he also, so you see what I'm saying? Like, so he didn't just magically come up with that $2,000 to there. Now that he has the equipment, it costs him like electricity, cooling, all that. It costs him about $2,000 to mine 15 grand. So that's a pretty big return, right? Well, check this out. So USI brought on a guy, like we talked about, named Evan Ahern, who has 50 successful companies. His background is technology and creating that kind of stuff, like infrastructure for other companies. So he's like kind of like those angel investors type of person. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll come in, he'll invest into a company, he'll like mastermind, he'll create some kind of technology to make it simpler in that company or that business, save on costs, save on whatever, and then that company will go on to be super successful. Like that's what he does. Like he'll go into a company, he'll improve the technology, he'll save them money on costs, and he'll make it like a successful company. Then he'll go to the next one, then he'll go to the next one. And he's done that with 50 successful companies. And guess what? He just now came on board as head of product development for USI Tech, and he is bringing his technology for mining to the mining industry. So he has 2 proprietary technologies right now that they've announced. They have up to 8. I think they said they'll have 8 by the time of the launch. So we don't even know what 6 of them are, right? But he has 8 technologies that will help people in the mining industry. So what does that mean? Does that mean the coin is going to be mining? Is that what that means? No, it doesn't. Does that mean the coin is going to be like what people are buying, like when they're buying the mining equipment when they buy the coin? No, that's not what that means. You know what? You want to know what this means? USI Tech as a company, I want you guys to get this, as a company is going to serve the mining community. Does that make sense, everybody? So the USI Tech company is going to serve the mining community, leasing this technology, helping them save on costs, helping them become better miners, which in essence makes them more money, which in essence makes USI Tech a more stable company, right? Makes them more popular and people love them, and it's going to be pretty much a game changer, right? So USI Tech as a company and as a brand is going to become huge when they can serve the entire mining community. And when they do that, what does that do to their coin? Just throwing that out there. Like if you have a cryptocurrency coin with a very successful company that is serving the entire mining market, the coin is going to be more valuable. Like just look at this company right here, BitConnect, for example. This doesn't even really have, they're not really serving anyone. Do you know of Justin? I don't know. Like they're kind of just a coin on coin market cap, right? I don't really know like who they're serving. They don't have like proprietary, as a company, they don't have like proprietary technology for anyone. I know they have their own internal exchange. But I want to just point this out. Here's a company that doesn't really serve everyone, but they go from 17 cents to $300 a coin in a year. So could you imagine a coin that does, or a company that does serve the entire mining community? You see what I'm saying? like we have, and we're in the direct sales model. So same business model, direct sales, but this time we have technology and proprietary technology that serves the entire mining community. We will have our own branded mining pools. So it's not going to be like, oh, they're not really mining, because they'll be on the branded mining pools, right? They're right there. It says USI Tech, so it's going to be a legitimate, like they'll be able to serve the entire mining community. And they actually have a company that people will trust. And we will have about a million reps behind the company by then. Right now, there's over 500,000 reps in USI Tech, so which is bigger than any other coin in existence to this day. So why do I bring all this up? Well, number one, I'm bringing that up because the potential here for the coins, and I think James put that in here as well. Let's just see right here. So right here, so the potential of these coins, and I don't know if it's written here, right here. In my opinion, the potential of these coins is to be a top 10 coin within its first 12 months. So that could literally be worth anywhere from $1 up to $10 within the first 12 months of launch. Okay, so with that knowledge in mind, like, so in your brain, with that knowledge in mind, like the first 12 months of the coin launching, here's how you could be a crypto millionaire, every one of you in this room. Knowing that if all you did today before the cutoff, so let me show you the cutoff. Okay, the package. Hold on,
we're getting close there, Mike. Very close.
Yeah, I don't even see it right there. View. There we go. Look at this, guys. So I'm going to click the view token counter. Look at this, guys. We're almost to bonus one. You guys see that? it's like creeping up there, guys. Like when this hits 125 million, I want you guys to get this. All the coins double and you lose out on the first bonus for the diamond level. I believe emerald and ruby. I think the gold might stay, but the other ones go away. So just keep that in mind. That's a rumor, though. The gold might stay. It's not fact. So I'm just gonna say it's going away, because I don't want it to not go away and then someone come into this webinar and be like, Mike, you said it wouldn't go away. So you know what? The first bonus is going away on every single package. And here's why it's going away. You can only double the coins so many times. If you double every single time, guess what? It'd be done tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like we would launch as soon as this hits 125. It would just double into each other. If every single coin doubled every time, it would literally just double into each other without any room for anybody else to come in. So I believe the first bonus will go away on each package. That's just my belief. And you can quote me on that one, because that's the safest quote. Okay, so you can quote me on that one. But here's what I would suggest, guys. So if you want to be a crypto millionaire, knowing that this could be, and I've done the calculations myself, with their max supply, and I want you guys to get this. Like some people are like, well, they're going to have 1 billion max supply. That's a lot of coins. Like people are like, that's a lot of coins, guys. Well, they serve a different market. They're not meant to be the next Bitcoin. Does that make sense, everybody? USI Tech is not Bitcoin. USI Tech is USI Tech. Okay. Like USI Tech serves the mining community. They are a mining company. They do trading, arbitrage. They help people duplicate their Bitcoin. That's what they do as a company. So they don't need to have the same limitations as everybody else as far as coin caps all this stuff. But I will say I did all the math, all the analytical math, and to hit top 10, they would be at $3 a coin. So is everybody cool with me just saying the probability of them hitting their goals their first year are pretty high if some of these other coins can hit that high without anybody behind it? You know what I mean? Like some of these other coins, I mean, like BitConnect probably had like 100,000 people behind it. We've got like 5 times that.
Yeah, I think I heard the owners say there was like 70. They built a community of customers, about 70,000 before they launched as an IC.
Right.
Actually, the owner. By the time we go live at 500 million, it's very probable to have 1 to 1.5 million customers already buying and trading in exchanges, which will cause us to hit all the major exchanges like Kraken and Bitrex quick because they're looking at the transaction volume, the traffic, and so forth. So it's very realistic for them to hit their goals fairly fast with having that many affiliates.
Exactly. So I personally think it'll hit top 10 within the first 12 months of it going live. So what does that mean? So if it goes live in April, then 12 months, like over the next 12 months, we'll see it hit $3 a coin. Possibly more, but I'm just being conservative. 1 to 3. Let's just say 1 to 3. Let's be conservative. I don't want to overhype this, but I still think you could be a crypto millionaire in 2018, even if it hits $1. Okay, and here's why. Actually, let's say $3. So let's say $1 because it might hit $1 by the end of the year, and then it'll probably go to $3 over the next few months. Okay, after that, so kind of bleeding into 2019. So if it just hits $1 in 2018, everybody who buys, let's go to the right here, everybody who buys a diamond token before it hits that 125, guess what? You will have, if it hits $3, $4.8 million, or no, we'll say $1 by the end of 2018, $1.6 million in basically on your money within the first year, or actually less than a year, within 2018. I think it could hit $1 in 2018, and that's just my opinion. So again, I'm not like some investing guru. I just know, and I look at things and I analyze things, and I'm like, okay, the probability of this coin being better than any of these other ones is very, very high. Okay, so with that in mind, I truly believe it could hit $1 into 2018. And I believe it within the first year, it'll hit $3. So we'll be anywhere from 1.6 to 4.8 million if you guys get the diamond package. And here's the cool thing. You're a crypto millionaire. Like, you didn't have to compound. You didn't have to do a daily rebuy. You didn't have to withdraw. You didn't have to refer anyone. You didn't have to do anything. You just had to buy the diamond package, take faith in what we're showing you, have faith in what we believe in. And if you do, you literally could be a crypto millionaire. This is like going back in time and being like, okay, here's this thing called Bitcoin. And I know there's a couple stories out there. There was this little kid, or not little kid, but I think he was like 14 or something. And his grandma gave him $1,000 for school. And he bought Bitcoin instead. And he is a multi-millionaire because what did he do with that 1,000? He bought Bitcoin and he started mining Bitcoin. So he bought Bitcoin, then he started mining Bitcoin with his computer. And nobody knew about it back then. He just heard it from somebody and he had the vision. He's like, man, this could be something amazing. And he just took that leap of faith. And now he's a multi-million-dollar crypto portfolio because he had $1,000 that he got for school and spent it on Bitcoin and mining instead.
Now that's called thinking outside the box.
Right. And we are giving you that opportunity right now. Like literally, like this will go away. Like I want you guys to really get this. You know, in the future, a year from now, we'll have fast start webinars like this, strategy webinars, and we'll probably just be talking about the compounding effect from the packages. And we'll probably won't even be talking about this ICO, because it won't be an ICO then. It'll be an actual coin on the market, coin market cap. You guys get that? Like, the opportunity will have been gone by then. Well, not really gone. It'll just be just like buying Ethereum right now. You know what I'm saying? It'll just be like buying another coin, like Monero. That's what it'll be like a year from now. Like a year from now, it'll just be like buying Monero on CoinMarketCap. It's not going to be like, can I get Monero when it was ICO? See what I'm saying? There's only one time that it launches, and this is it. So our strategy plans in the future will not include this, because it won't be here. Okay, so this is why we're putting a lot of emphasis on this, and there's a lot of people sleeping on this. You guys notice that? There's a lot of people going, oh, I'd rather just stick with Bitcoin, or I'd rather just do this, or I'd rather just compound my account. And I see a lot of people in the other groups kind of sleeping on these token packages, and it reminds me of like the people who slept on Bitcoin. Anyone in here sleep on Bitcoin? Let me know in the comments. Justin has.
I think we all did.
I slept on it for 3 weeks because I saw it first when it was getting like spammed all over Facebook for $1,200. Like I saw it go over it was $1,200. That was the first time I ever saw it, which is kind of hilarious. Like I must have just not been looking. But yeah, I saw it $1,200 spammed all over Facebook. Like everybody going, oh, it's worth as much as gold. And I'm like, whoa, worth as much as gold. What the heck is that? And then like 3 weeks later, it was 17. And I was like, oh crap, I better go get some. You know what I mean? But look how many people have slept on that Bitcoin. Well, guys, here's your opportunity to not sleep on something. Okay. Here's your opportunity to take advantage of something that is going to be huge. Because let me just throw this out there. Who here agrees that USI Tech over the last 14 months have been highly successful? Anybody? You can't deny it. Right? So who's to say that they're not going to be successful with this new product? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Because like, here's the thing. I want to go back to CoinMarketCap real quick. Do you want to know who they've hired to help out with this launch? Not only do they have Evan Ahern, who has built 50 successful companies, brought technology to each of those companies and made them explode. And he's a very high net worth individual because of that. He's coming on board to help out. But they hired the best of the best ICO experts. So the guys who helped launch Ethereum and 16 other cryptocurrencies. So not just Ethereum, they launched like 16 other ones that were successful. Okay, they hit their goals in the first year. So 100% success rate. So is that a pretty good success rate? Anyone agree? Is 100% success rate good? Well, guess what? They are the ones. So if they don't make a USI Tech successful, guess what? This will be the first blemish on their record. So do you think they want a blemish on their record? You know what I mean? Like that's bad for a consulting company to have a blemish on your record. You know what I mean? Like that's how they make their money. You realize the people who launched Ethereum and those 16 other ICOs, they make their money making the thing successful. Did you guys get that? Like USI Tech is paying them probably millions of dollars to make this a successful launch. You guys get that? They make their money making ICOs successful. That's why they hire them. So that is who is helping USI Tech launch. So I don't know about you guys, but who's more confident in this ICO when you know a couple things? Number one, you've got Evan Ahern as head of product development. Number two, you've got Horst Jinka, who's the head of USI Tech, who has two companies that make over $11 billion a year. Okay, he's the head of USI Tech right now. Okay, You've got the Ethereum consultants that have 100% success rate helping launch the ICO of USI Techs behind the scenes. Our whole entire market is everybody on CoinMarketCap. Okay? And we can get in for 3 cents to 58 cents. Or 3 cents, if you get gold, it's 14, or no, what would it be? 29 cents. So 29 cents to 3 cents, we can get the coin. Like that, I don't know what opportunity, I don't think you can get a better opportunity than that. Like 3 cents to 29 cents. Now, silver, I don't recommend getting silver because that's a full price coin. That's 59 cents per coin. But even if you got the silver, the funny thing is it's like insane. Like you're looking at turning 60, or you're turning $60 into 1,000. You know what I mean? Like, or into $300. That's still like an amazing return, right? But that's not the opportunity right now. The opportunity right now is getting them at like 30 cents a coin, 3 cents a coin. That's where the opportunity is at right now. So what I'm going to recommend you guys do is, I don't know what you have to do this. I know some people are getting creative. I'd start to put that creative mind cap on right now and just start thinking of ways to do this if you really want to be a crypto millionaire. So just a quick question. Those of you who want to be a crypto millionaire in 2018, here is the easiest way to do it. Emerald or diamond package, hands down. You will be a crypto millionaire in 2018, or within the first 12 months of the ICO, if you get emerald or diamond package. And you want to know something cool? People do what you do, for those of you who are referring, because when I first joined, what did we join at, Justin?
The good old Ruby package.
So we bought the Ruby when it launched. We didn't know much about it. And I got a bunch of people buying Ruby under me. Right? And then all of a sudden we made this decision to just go, okay, you know what? We've got Evan Ahern. We've got this new technology. We've got the Ethereum consultants. Everything that I just said. We heard all that same stuff to us. And I was like, all right, we need to get the diamond. And we got the diamond. Then all of a sudden, everyone started getting diamond. And we got a raise in the compensation plan. So like I started making 18% on all my personal sales versus 10%. And it shows you this pay plan right here. Basically, you get 18%. You get all up to 60% from your downline. And all of a sudden, I'm like, wow, I spent 9 Bitcoin to buy diamond. And so far from the tokens, just the tokens alone, we have earned 26 Bitcoin.
Wow.
So 9 to 26. So what does that mean, guys? That means, how much did my diamond package cost me?
Looks like you got paid to go diamond.
Exactly. It didn't cost me jack. You know what I mean? I got paid to go diamond. So it pays to go diamond, right? It pays to go diamond, because that's the beauty of USI Tech. People do what you do. So when you go diamond, here's what I want you to do when you go diamond. And who's going to do this? Let me know in the chat. When you go diamond, I want you to shoot a video and tell your team you're going diamond, and buy it in front of them on your screen. Just record your screen. Who's going to do that? When you go diamond, record your screen going diamond. That right there will pay you more money than anything else you could do. Anything. Like, you could do all the explaining all you want. Like, all this explaining that I've just been doing is not as effective as if I would have just logged in and bought diamond right now. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been more effective than me sitting here jabbing away about all these details. But that's what happened. That's what I did. I went in my Facebook group. I went over here and I'll just show you it was on Halloween, actually. It was the night before Halloween. Like right here, I dressed up in my skeleton suit.
I remember that video.
I was in the skeleton suit, and you guys can go back and watch it if you're in the group. I think you even uploaded it in your group too, right, Justin?
I think so.
But yeah, I was in my costume, and I said, I'm about to drop 58,000. It's go time. And I basically told people why I did it. And yeah, I was nervous because I never dropped that kind of money before. You want to know something funny though? I never dropped 58,000 before on any purchase ever. And I just dropped $351,000 on my house tonight. New highs become new lows. New highs become new lows. Yeah. Or I don't know. Did I say that backwards? I don't know. Like I can't even think.
Old highs are new lows.
Yeah, there we go. I don't even know what I said. But that was the biggest purchase I ever made on October 30th. And then like a month or 2 months later, I'm making the next biggest purchase I've ever made.
How are you going to top that, man?
I know, exactly. I'm going to have to buy like a $1 million island or something. You know what I mean? Like, like I have to buy my own island one day, which will be, this is the things that can happen, guys. When you become a crypto millionaire, you can go do what Roger Ver has done. You want to know that guy? He's like the owner of Bitcoin.com. He owns Bitcoin.com, believe it or not. And he bought some real estate on an island called St. Kitts, and bought his way into citizenship on that island. So he bought his way citizenship to the island. And then he basically is no longer a U.S. citizen. So he got rid of his U.S. citizenship, and he pays no income tax. He pays no capital gains tax, and he literally doesn't even have to file a tax return because that country doesn't require it. So he is following the law 100%. And he owns Bitcoin.com, so he probably has a lot of Bitcoin. You guys agree? Like he was the very first person to invest in. He actually has part ownership in BitPay, part ownership in blockchain, part ownership in a lot of different Kraken, all those different exchanges. He actually had the opportunity to have part ownership in Coinbase, but he was like, I don't believe in banks. So he didn't invest in Coinbase. And then I saw him on an interview yesterday, and he's like, yeah, I probably should have invested in Coinbase. He's like, I'm not the smartest investor all the time, you know. But bottom line, guys, is he bought his own island because of Bitcoin, and he probably saved more money on taxes than what it cost him to live there. You know? Absolutely. So bottom line, guys, is this is your opportunity. You guys can get in on the ground floor. And I hate saying that because that sounds so hypey. You know, the ground floor. But the bottom line, guys, is it's like 7 months ago, I was practically broke. And I hate to say that. And the reason I say that now is because last year, the company I was representing for 5 years started doing crazy things, and they just went downhill, and they eventually went bankrupt. So could you imagine making 20, 30 grand a month and then losing all of your income, just losing it all? And then I started living off of credit cards again. Like it was like credit cards. And then I had to launch my own product, and I had to like start selling that and doing that. And you know what I mean? And like I was making enough just to get by. And I did not find anything until this year, because I didn't want to represent anything. I didn't want to represent network marketing anymore because it was like I had such a bad taste in my mouth. Anyone else feel the same way? Like I just had this bad like experience, you know, like think about it. Your company goes bankrupt. Before that, I had companies go out of business on me as well. Like I had one company, the one that we went to the cruise with, they launched a sister company and recruited all my downline over to it. You know what I mean? Like I just had like negative experience after negative experience. And then all of a sudden, USI Tech comes along, cryptocurrency comes along, and it makes sense. And I'm just like, you know what? I am practically broke because of all this crap that's happened for the last 12 months. You know, literally no income for 12 months. I think my income was like $5,000 a month. And I don't know about you guys, but when you have built up a lifestyle, you know, like 20 to 30 grand a month lifestyle and not paying any debts off, and then you go to 5, what does that do? Like completely crushes you. Yeah, it sucks. Exactly, David. It sucks. And that's what happened to me for about a year. I was living off of like fumes. You know what I mean? It was like fumes. And then all of a sudden I got audited and I owed like, or not audited, but you know, I owed back taxes or whatever you want to call it. I owed about $145,000 in taxes. And I was just like, you know what? I am screwed. I'm like, I might have to actually, and you know what? I think is actually kind of this is a good story. I think it was almost like the law of compensation. Has anyone ever got something for nothing? Like, or filed bankruptcy or something like where you just wiped it clean and it almost like it comes back to bite you later. like, cause at one time I filed bankruptcy and wiped it clean. I was $100K in debt, lost my house and it wiped clean. I started at zero at 2010. You know what I mean? And I always felt bad about that. Like I was like, man, I just screwed out all those people who loaned me the money. And I was just like, I always felt bad about that. You know, like 100,000 just gone. And then all of a sudden, 2017, I had $145,000 in tax debt. And I had a $350,000 mortgage and a whole bunch of credit cards and like all this crap. And I'm like, holy crap, it like came full circle. Like, and then all my income went away. Like it was almost like the law of compensation coming back at me like, you need to learn how to do this. So I had two choices. Choice one, I could have filed bankruptcy again. Choice B, get into the cryptocurrency world and pay it all off. And guess what happened? I got into cryptocurrency world, and right now, as of today or in the morning when they get the wire, I have no tax liability. I have no debt, no house payment, nothing owed to anybody. I don't even owe anything on my phone. Like I paid the dang phone off. You know how people pay the $20 a month or whatever for their phone? Like everything. Like there's nothing I owe, and it was done in 6 months. So the first time I went bankrupt, I took the easy way out, and it bit me in the butt 7 years later. You know what I mean? And then the second time I made a decision, I'm just going to make it happen. I'm going to pay it off. And guess what? It worked. It worked. And USI Tech has worked. This company worked. And you guys can be in the same situation. So if you guys have debt right now, or if you guys are like struggling right now, this is your answer. I want you guys to get that. This is your answer. This is your opportunity. Like if you invest in like these ICO, the ICO USI Tech is launching right now, guess what? When you make $1 million next year and let's say you owe 100 grand on your house, well, guess what? You could pay the 100 grand and you still have 900,000 saved up in your Bitcoin wallet. See what I'm saying? Like you can choose what you do. It's your destiny. Whatever you want to do, you could do it. Now I know 100% I am free and clear, like peace of mind, I guess. It's probably the worst investment in the world. I'll be honest with you. Paying off my house is probably like the worst investment in the world. But the peace of mind it gives me coming from where I came from. Does that make sense to everybody? Like where I came from, where I lost a house, where I was behind, where I came full circle and almost like did it again. The fact that I paid that house off, like, I can't even tell you the feeling on that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just amazing. So that's what we want for you guys. Whatever your goals are. Exactly. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it back to you, Justin. Any thoughts that you have, and then we can cover what we can do.
Let's first and foremost, congrats, Mike, man. This is a big day for you, and very proud of you, dude. If you can do it, I know anyone can do it. You're just like all of us. We relate to you, man. I think everyone feels it in reading the comments, and they're like, that's true freedom. Being able to do what you want just because it feels like it's the right thing to do. Being able to do that, that's what USI Tech has given you, your freedom back. And bigger than that, now you're paying it forward, and all of us are creating true freedom in our lives. And now we're paying it forward, teaching our team how to become financially free, being involved in this crypto movement right at the forefront of it all. I do want to talk about the urgency before the first bonus is paid out. If you don't mind going back to the back office, because once we get another 35 million tokens sold, which is about 2 million per day, that can happen in like 14 days. Now, here's my hypothesis here. I believe it's going to happen in less than 2 weeks after analyzing it. Originally, I'm like, it'll be 2 to 3 weeks from now, but they're already doing 2 to 3 million token sales per day. And I think a lot of people have been saving up to buy the token package they truly desire. For example, there's a lot of people on our personal team, Mike, who have been saving up for diamond. There's a person on my team who's been saving up to buy 3 diamonds, right? So you're going to have a lot of people last minute making their investments, purchasing these token packages, which could potentially mean 1 week from now. I'm not saying it will happen, but it's very possible within a week, based on my opinion, that we can hit the first bonus. And if you miss the first split of the tokens, you can never recoup that. You know what I mean? Like, for example, buying diamond right now, you're getting them for 3.5 cents a piece. If you miss the first split, instead of 1.6 million tokens, you end up getting 800,000, which is 50% just from missing one split. So I think it's important we talk a little more in depth about this in particular, so people can realize that if they buy these packages later on, they're going to end up paying the same price but receiving half the amount of tokens. So the big come up, the big power play, the big move, why I wanted to do this business plan prior to that split happening, is so that you can be positioned to benefit from all the splits that your package allows you to do. So do you maybe want to touch upon that a little deeper and explain those bonuses and how just missing one bonus will cost you half your fortune?
Yeah, so the cool thing about these bonuses is each gold and above gets a doubling. So I want you to kind of understand how this works. So gold, for example, you start with 5,000. When we hit 125 million, your 5 will turn into 10. And then you're stuck with 10 for the rest of the time. You don't get any more doublings. Okay, has everybody got that? The benefit of Ruby is you go from 20 to 40, then from 40 to 80. So basically the first one will be 125 million. The second one will be 250 million. Okay. The third one will be 375 million. Or wait, yeah.
That's correct. If you click on View Token Tracker, you can actually show them every 125 million is when the next split. There we go.
So you see that? So this is 125. This is about halfway, 3/4 of the way, and then done, right? And that's going to give you the biggest doubling. And keep in mind that nobody gets bonus 4 except for diamonds. So I want you guys to get this. So all your other tokens will double once, twice, or 3 times, but the only one that will double 4 times is the diamond. Now, you guys get the power of doubling, right? Like, for example, if you missed the 125 bonus and you only double 3 times, this is what would happen. You would buy the 100,000 tokens, then it would hit the second bonus, which would give you 200,000. It's actually now the new first bonus. You would have your 100 would go to 2, then your 2 would go to 4. Then on the last one, your 4 would go to 8. And there would be no more fourth bonus. And that's the difference between 800,000 tokens. We're not talking like chump change here. We're talking potentially, like, if we go to an online calculator, okay, we're talking about, if it hits the 800,000 mark that I believe it's going to hit in the first 12 months for $3, we're talking about you losing $2.4 million by just missing out on this 125 million mark. So I don't know about you guys, but you all said you wanted to make $1 million. Did you guys want to lose $2 million? Right? Like, I don't think you want to lose anything, right? So that's the potential loss if we don't get in before the 125 million. Like I said, this is like going back in time. And obviously this is not a stock, but it's a good analogy because it makes sense. Like if you go to like back and if you look in Apple days, they were in the garage. They weren't publicly traded. You guys realize that they weren't publicly traded when they were in the garage. You know what I mean? Like they were just starting, right? So that's where USI Tech is. It's like they're just starting. They're in their first year and a half of business. They're launching their own ICO. The ICO is like in the garage right now. Like, but we're past the garage stage actually. But it's like getting back in the garage stage because the ICO is not even live. So it's almost like, you know, Apple comes out and they're like, "Hey, we're going public in 3 months. Do you want to buy some stock right now?" Who would say yes now, knowing what you've known now? You know what I'm saying? Or like Microsoft going, "Hey, you know, we're going public in April. Want to buy some stock right now?" You know what I'm saying? Like that's exactly what we're saying right now. Like this is the USI saying, knocking on your door. They're going, "Hey guys, we're launching in April. Do you want to buy some stock now? Do you want to buy some coin now or tokens now?" That's what they're doing. That's essentially what they're doing. They're knocking on your door and they're saying, "Hey guys, look at me. You want to buy some?" And if you say no, that's like saying no to Microsoft, Apple, Facebook. You know, there was a bunch of people in the Mark Zuckerberg dorm room when he was asking for like programmers and to help out, and a lot of people refused to do it. Or a lot of people didn't want to help him. You know, there's a lot that happens all the time, guys. Happens all the time. People pass up on opportunity. So we don't want you to pass up on this opportunity, because the last thing I want to do is come in a year from now and be like, "Guys, I told you so." Yeah, like that's the last thing I want to do. Now, can you make money without doing this? Yeah, you can. But you're not going to make $1 million in 2018 unless you refer people. So if you're just doing this as a passive earnings, Diamond is your $1 million strategy. You know what? Well, you can't beat also getting million. Like, think about it. I made money buying my Diamond, as I showed you. So I'm just going to add another $4 million to my portfolio next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll take it. Anyone, you know, like, this is your $1 million strategy, guys. That's why we call this the 7-figure strategy, because I don't know anyone. Let me ask in the comments. Anyone know of any other way to make $1 million in 2018 than getting the Diamond package right now, other than referring a lot of people? Like, this doesn't come around very often. Like, because like in other,
look, Mike, let's compare it to like not using USI, not purchasing Diamond package, but let's just say you invested 60,000 into Bitcoin, like now, and you just let it grow over the course of the next 12 months. It can very potentially 5x at 20x this year. So if it did 5x, it would be close to $100,000 of Bitcoin. If it 10x, it would be what? Is that like, 200,000, per Bitcoin or something like that? If it 20x, it'd be like, I don't know, 400,000. I may be a little off. Mike's running the actual numbers. But my point is, you have a better chance of becoming a millionaire investing $60,000 into USI Tech coin versus Bitcoin, which is already at currently $16,000. Unless Bitcoin shoots up to the millions next year, which I'm not saying it's not going to, but it would be unlikely. I think we would all agree, right?
Yeah, so 60,000 would get you how many Bitcoin? So let's do the math. So 60,000
like 3.5 or so
divided by, let's just say 17. So you get about 3.5 Bitcoin. So if you just left 3.5 Bitcoin, or even put it in Bitcoin packages, yeah, it's gonna go good. You're gonna get some good income. You're gonna make some good money, but it's not gonna be in 2018. It's not gonna be $1 million. Like, and we can do the math. Like, if you just go look and just go to your BTC calculator, but that's still, like, here's the thing: we believe in the yin and the yang. You know, we believe in the yin and the yang. We believe getting to daily compounding. Oh, that was perfect. 1,000 packages about. So that's about right. So, I mean, you're going to turn that into like some good money, like 25 Bitcoins. That's still awesome. Wow. That's pretty good. So let's look at that. So, I mean, that's still amazing. Like, your 60K can be 425K. That's awesome. You know, and that's compounding 100%. That's not seeing any returns. That's just compounding it up. Like, that's good. That's awesome. But we're talking the 60,000 turning into 4.8 million. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference maker, because Bitcoin is already an amazing, you know, price. You know, I'm thinking, like, I think John McAfee said it could be, I mean,
he says 1 million by 2020, or he will do something very embarrassing.
And you know what's cool though? Like, we're not saying this is going to be better than Bitcoin, but what we are saying is you can turn a 4.8 million profit within a year and turn a lot of that back into Bitcoin. You guys get what I mean? Like, you can move it back to the store value. So it's not like, and just keep a lot of it, you know, for the potential of the company growing, of course. But there's nothing saying you can't turn your tokens into Bitcoin in a year from now. You know, like, might as well do something, you know, like just, that's what's cool about ICOs. The opportunity in ICOs is getting more Bitcoin, you know, and then also letting it grow and having a big, higher potential market. Because think about it, 3 to 6 cents is double your money. Whereas you'd have to have it go to $32,000 to double your money in Bitcoin. You see what I'm saying? You'd have to go from 17 to 32. It's a lot harder to go from 17 to 32,000 than it is to go from 3 to 6 cents. And that's like not even anything. Like, think about 3 to 6 or $3, 3 cents to $1. Like, how much Bitcoin would you have to? I mean, what is that? Like
33 or something.
Yeah, $1 divided by. I'm doing the math wrong, huh? 3 cents. Yeah, so it's about 33. Yeah, about 33. So 33.3. So what is that? 17,000 times 33%. So we'd need to get to like 500,000. Like, Bitcoin would have to hit $500,000 to have the same potential.
Which I hope it does, and I think we're all in that same boat. So 2 more things I want to bring up before we forget, and we still have to do Q&A, and we do want to wrap up because we've been going for a while. One thing is, can we tell them about the Gold Compounding Club, where they get access to us personally inside the chat group? What's the qualifications? How could somebody watching this right now be a part of that and get access to 7-figure earners to chat with? For those of you seeking more of a personal touch, what does it include? What do they get to go with that?
Okay, so good question. And right now, what I decided to do a little while ago is we created this chat group, and we talk about everything in here. Like, anything you guys want to ask us, we are, you know, a bunch of leaders in here. We just go through, and you can ask any questions you want. I'm eventually going to start doing private trainings for this group. So, for example, I'll just throw in a Zoom link in there and do a private training for that group, right? So we have this group. It's going to basically be a group coaching where Justin and myself, a lot of the other leaders are in this group already, and you have direct access to us. So, like, I don't have a lot of different support channels. You know what I mean? Saying, like, I don't do a lot of phone calls. I don't do a lot of anything like that. So what I do is this chat group, though. So this is something I monitor like every day. And if someone asks a question, it could be anything. I mean, obviously, if it's covered in a video, we'll post the video to where it's covered. But this is our private coaching group where you can ask us anything, and we do private trainings for this group as well. Like, I'm going to do Zoom meetings for that group, periodically. And then just the recordings will just be that group. So here's the qualifications of it. We want to reward people that are taking the right steps passively as well as actively. So our product recommendations, and I think we skipped over the product recommendations, which is kind of funny, but at least buy the highest token package you can afford, gold or above. So that's one product recommendation that we have on all of our strategies, passive and active. You guys notice that? Both strategies require or recommend gold or above token and 100 packages. Those have been the product recommendations on every strategy for the last, months, right? So what I decided to do is like, well, if that's our milestone to hit, then why don't we create a group for people who do that? So how you get in that group is literally once you hit 100 BTC packages in your back office, and gold or above. Now, preferably, you're going to want to hit diamond before the 125. You're not going to want to miss out on that. But as long as you get gold or above, you're golden. And you'll be put into the gold, or what we're calling the daily compounding gold club. Why? Because when you hit 100, your daily compounding gold club is gold and above. So bottom line is, this is a group that is very highly qualified. Everybody in here has spent at least $9,000. So that's kind of cool in a way, right? So
we know everyone in this group is the future crypto millionaire at the bottom, or, at the end of the day. So this is a group Mike and I focus our personal energy in. Mike is given audios answering questions, and we're just very active because this is where we focus energy. I share email swipes. Today, how many email swipes did I share in that chat? A couple. When I email my list, I'm like, let me create a quick swipe, and so you guys can send it out. Yeah. So this is something, if you want to be with the elite marketers who are really making things happen, and even if it's just passive as well, not everyone is actively building it. You want to be in that group. It is a big deal, and which leads me to the second thing I didn't want to forget. Do you want to show them some of the funnels that we've created for the team where they can use it by attaching their USI username? Because we got some really good resources readily available for everyone to use.
Yeah, so if you can maybe post them in the chat so everybody can have them. But yeah, so one of them, I know the domain is quick. I had them open and I closed them all for some reason.
Yeah, just show the one. Just show one. We have many, and shout out to Toby Black. He's been creating them for the team. Whenever we have a good, like for example, you're watching an incredible private team training. We'll probably end up putting it on one of those pages where you can then use it to share this information with other people, so we can make it as easy as possible for you to get the message in front of people without you having to explain it. Because wouldn't you agree, if you can just point people to Mike and let him do this explaining, you'll get much better than results than trying to explain things on your own.
Okay, good stuff. So I'm going to show you 4 of the pages. I mean, that's funny that we have 4 pages for people. But anyway, so number 1, Toby, shout out to him. He created 2 pages. One of them was our strategy plan where you can, if someone's like already knows about USI Tech, they just want some, more questions answered, you can send them to one of our strategy plan videos, and then it has a join link underneath. And all you have to do is put your username, your USI Tech username right here after the equal sign, and then it codes the page to you. This one is that Michael Faust guy, that the digital tycoons dude that we talked about earlier. He interviews all the company owners. I'm pretty sure that guy's maxed out on the comp plan. He's like way up there. But yeah, he interviews all the owners. He created this presentation, is 100% compliant with USI Tech. He's already got it approved. That one's approved. And then a buddy of mine and team member, Kevin Souza, he took this presentation and did his own voice for it. So you can use someone on our team that did the same presentation, but, in our team voice, I guess, or Kevin's voice. So you can do that. And then there's another one, my upline, if you guys didn't know, is Jameson Palmer. And he sponsored Frank Calabro Jr. And then Frank Calabro sponsored me. Then I sponsored Vitali. Then Vitali sponsored Justin. So it's like a really big, huge chain of people that you have access to. But Jameson's above Frank, and he has a 12-minute video. It's pretty good, where he talks about USI Tech. So yeah, this page is free for you as well. So you just put so someone type in your username real quick. Just who has a USI username? Let me show you how these pages work. So someone type in your USI username. Okay, so James, you're first, so I'll put you. So all you do is you replace our username with yours, press enter. Okay. And then you click down on sign up for free. And look at that. James Godin. See that? That's how these pages work. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to set anything up. You just basically put your username after the equal sign, press enter, then test your link. And then you copy and paste this link and you give that to people, or, get a domain name and forward to it. And that's what I'd recommend. Like, I got domain names forwarding to my presentation pages, and that's how you do it. Like, that's all I do ever. I have like one domain name that I send people to, and I just redirect it. Like, it's funny. Like, I've had this domain name for like the last 4 opportunities that I was in, and I just redirect to the new opportunity. And this time I have a feeling that I won't need to be redirecting it anytime soon. So, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, these pages are free.
And our $1 million formula, Mike's earned a couple million. I've earned $1 million in USI. It's just from sending people to this information. First, what do? We pique their interest. We create some form of curiosity for them to find out more without saying anything about USI whatsoever. A great example is like, you post something on your page like, wow, Bitcoin hit an all-time high. How many of you think it will hit, 25,000 by the first quarter of next year? And then people express opinions. It creates curiosity. People start asking you questions. Where can I find more about Bitcoin? Then this page would be excellent to then send to that person. Or if you have an email list or you have a social media following and you pique their interest somehow, then you send them here to learn more. And then you get referrals. I mean, creating referrals for this business is pretty effortless if you don't overthink it. You know what I mean? It's the easiest business I've ever built. I think the results speak for themselves. And I just think it's because the timing of crypto right now, there's a crypto craze going on. There's literally hundreds of thousands of new customers signing up per day on websites like Coinbase. They're literally crashing. Like, Coinbase crashed right before this webinar. Another one, StockTwits, which is primarily now cryptocurrency, that app just freaking froze because there's so many people using it. So many people buying crypto right now. My mom just trying to get verified on some of the accounts so she can start buying some crypto. And she's been waiting a week to get her account verified. You know what I mean? My brother just invested into some crypto. So it's like, I would never expected my parents to get involved, you know, but it's just like, it's something where everybody's talking about it. Everyone, you know, even the news, even the bad news, you know, is saying stuff. And my dad's like, I watch CNN every day. And like, you know, I watch these news stations. He's like, they don't have much good to say. They just said, be careful. But he's like, they have nothing bad to say either. So I'm like, that's interesting. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. Yeah, so these pages, I put them in the chat for those of you, and then everybody else, if you're watching the replay, we'll put them in a post inside of our groups. So we have many different groups that we represent here. So what I'll do is in the groups that I manage, I'll put it in the pin post somewhere, and then other groups will kind of follow suit, maybe even just in the post somewhere. But yeah, we'll put all of them in a document or something. But the cool thing is, there are other systems. You can ask your sponsor what one they're using, but we want you guys to get started quickly and have something to give people right away and be able to get some sales with. So with that being said, let's open up a little bit. If you guys have any questions about anything USI Tech related, you know, whatever you guys want to ask, we got a few minutes to cover some questions if you guys would like. If that's what you want to do, Justin.
Sounds good. We can do maybe 5. We'll do like a laser round or turbo round and try to answer as many questions as we could within 5 minutes. And if you're somebody watching this right now, maybe you're watching this on a webinar replay page or something of that nature, you'll see a button right below this particular video that you're watching. Make sure to click the link from the person who invited you. That way we can keep all lines of integrity. You know what I mean? That would be cool. But I'll start reading out some questions out loud and we'll just hand off right here. Kay says, can you do a training on ideas, etc., for sponsoring people? Yes. Become a part of that Gold Daily Compounding group, and you will have access to Mike's exclusive, you know, inner circle trainings. I do stuff like that as well. We'll be helping each other, but that type of group is where we will reserve our top secrets with recruiting. We're going to teach it to the people who we feel deserve it the most, who are vested into the company. So, you know, do we share stuff in our groups on a normal basis, tips, and is there all sorts of training? Yes, absolutely. But high-level coaching is only going to come from groups like that where we're working directly with our leaders, because we can treat our leaders and teach them things differently than we have to teach every single person who's inside of our group. Like my group now is like 15,000. You know what I mean? And most of them are just brand new and don't even know what Bitcoin is. So we can't be teaching you like high level stuff. But the leaders who are invested, we can take our time and teach you a lot of the higher level, you know, strategies that are going to get you where you want to go. Cly says, is the commissions pay in packages or Bitcoins?
Yeah, good question. And the answer is Bitcoin. Like if you look in your package status, this is the best way to get to know your product. Just click package status and look at it. Like you notice that it gives you a quantity. So like, for example, 29 packages got 0.101 Bitcoin in it. So how much is that worth? Well, that's worth $1,700. Whereas when I go back in time, 29 packages, let's check back here if I have something similar. Hold on. Let's see if there's a 20-day. Look at this, 20 packages. So less, check this out, less packages, but more Bitcoin. You guys see that? Less packages, but almost triple the Bitcoin. So look at that. Less packages, triple the Bitcoin. Why? Because when I bought this package September 11th, I bought it at 60 euros at the valuation of Bitcoin at that time. And they gave me the Bitcoin amount and I earned the 1% on this right here. I don't earn it on the package. I earn it on this. So that's the beauty of Bitcoin going up in value, is when Bitcoin goes up in value, you earn on that higher value. So that is why I said USI Tech is the only company that if they don't have a legitimate way to multiply Bitcoin, there's no way they can sustain paying out because they're paying on the higher value from their older investors, right? So that wouldn't work out. So yeah, that's Bitcoin.
Awesome. Next question from Nina. For those who want to join but don't have Bitcoin yet, I can address that pretty fast. Get started. It's free to get started. You can earn your way to the top. I mean, 99% of my earnings is from referrals. Mike is pretty much the same way. So just plug in, take action. If you can only afford one package to get in the game, get your one package and just start referring. There's really no excuse for anybody because it's free to join. You can still benefit from the comp plan and take advantage of ultimately what we're sharing. So even if you're in a position like that, still make it happen. Nothing's stopping you. Darvini has a good question. She mentioned, how can we take advantage of that daily compounding gold club? 3 qualifications. Qualification number 1, you must really be on our team in our genealogy. We can't accept outsiders because, I mean, Mike's team alone from his downline is over 20,000 people. So it would make no sense for us to be adding people not really in our genealogy that there's no benefit from on our team. Number 2, 100 BTC packages. And number 3, gold token package or above. If you meet all 3 of those qualifications, private message your sponsor, myself, Mike Hobbs, or any of the leaders. We'll make sure you get plugged in and we will take care of you. So Busio says, let's say I have 2,000 and I've already signed up, but I haven't bought packages yet. What would you suggest I do? Not only buy packages, but should I buy tokens with the bonus? I'll let you address that one for $2,000.
Okay. So what I would do is try to think outside the box and see how you can get like 5,000 versus 2, and then get a token, get a gold token, and then the rest packages if you can, and in any other way. So stretch a little bit, maybe look for funding, maybe look to go in as a partner, whatever you want to do. But yeah, just try to stretch your mind a little bit and get up to 5 if you can, so you can get both. But if you are just 2,000, there's nothing else, I'd put it all in BTC packages, and then I would refer the heck out of this company and just try to build your team as fast as possible, because that's going to get you about 20-something packages, right? So yeah, if you're getting a little over 20 packages, you'll be compounding once a week. So your earnings are not going to be that substantial from the passive. So you want to be active in that case. So you want to put your $2,000 in there and then tell everybody you put $2,000 in, and just get other people to put $2,000 in. And then guess what? They put $2,000 in. And then all of a sudden now you're putting $5,000 in, and then tell everyone you put $5,000 in. And then they all put $5,000 in, and then you put $10,000 in, and then all of a sudden now you have gold and 100 packages, and now you tell everyone, hey, get 100 packages in gold, and now everyone starts getting 100 packages in gold. That's how you do. You progress. So you start where you're at, tell people what you did, people will follow suit, and then you'll do more. They'll follow suit. You'll do more, like we did. We did Ruby, people followed suit. Then we did Diamond, people followed suit. Now we're doing 200% rebuy, people follow suit. You see what I'm saying? So I do 200% rebuy. Other people on the team do it. Guess what? Double the commissions, the entire team wide. See? And then they're all still withdrawing too. So it's like a win-win for everybody. It's like I'm making double the commissions from Justin, but he's still withdrawing 1 to 2 Bitcoin a day. So it's not like it's hurting Justin. But exactly. Everybody just got a double raise. You see how these strategies work?
Like a triple win. Cody Lamp, congrats. He just private messaged me. He's like, yo, I just hit 120 BTC package. I have gold. I'm on your team. He's like, add me to the group. Congrats, bro.
Nice.
How many of you are qualified right now to be a part of that group, or you're in it, or you just need to be added to it? Let me know in the comments right now. Also, let me know how many BTC packages do you have, and which token package do you have? I know I asked in my group a few days ago, and I was surprised the majority of the people already had over 100 BTC packages. The majority
Nice.
of the people who filled out the poll already had over 100 BTC packages. Why? That's what I did, and that's what I've been recommending from day one. And as Mike pointed out, people tend to do, what you do. And we're going to take 2 more questions. And if we don't address your question, because we're getting like dozens of them coming in by the second here, just ask wherever this replay is posted. I'm sure we'll be posting it in the group later. So if you're watching this replay and we didn't address your question, just ask it and we'll answer it, or one of our team members will answer it as soon as possible. Manolo says, do you think there'll be a massive pump and dump style where the big leaders and heavy hitters who invested in Emerald and Diamond want to recoup their initial investments and sell immediately?
I think the leaders in this company don't think that way. You know what I mean? Like they've already made all their money back. So it's like, for example, I've made 26 Bitcoin off my diamond. Why would I sell my diamond at 1 penny or like 3 pennies or 6 pennies? You know what I mean? Like right when it launches, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like it's almost like it'd be worth me just doing Bitcoin packages if I was just going to pump and dump. Does that make sense? Like I looking at it more of like multi-million-dollar return because that's the only way it's worth it to me. I can make millions of dollars just referring people. You guys get that? You guys all get that, right? I can make millions of dollars referring people with USI Tech. So the opportunity for the big leaders is the multi-millions, not just like a million when it hits $1. Like, oh, it hit $1. Let's sell it all and make $1 million. It's like I can make $1 million in a couple months.
Exactly. You'll be making at least
Right.
$1 million a month by then, Mike. You'll be several
Right.
million.
So like that's not my motivation. I'd rather hit it $10 before I sell. You know what I'm saying? Like that's more of like where I'd rather be before I sell it. And that's the same with like Mark Gobrel, who bought 20 diamond packages, right? He's probably not going to pump and dump that. He's already making 2.5 Bitcoin a day. You know what I mean? He has no motivation to pump and dump. Like that's the difference between this company and other companies. Like other companies, people need the money, like to pump and dump. Or here, like the leaders, they don't need the money. They're already making like a lot of money. So the goal is not pump and dump. The goal is to make multi-million-dollar crypto portfolio,
Okay, quick update. Someone shared and they copy pasted it from USI, but as of today, according to this update, Mike, partner rebuys where you can buy for somebody is only for directs.
Yeah. I tried that today. Like it was funny. Someone sent me, like I was being generous today, and someone sent me a 10K wire like to my bank account, and I was buying them 10K in packages, and it said I couldn't do it because they were like none of my downline. So I had to send them Bitcoin, which that's all good. But it's like I was just using my available balance, but now we can't do that for people not frontline. So here's the thing. I wouldn't really encourage that anyway. Like I think it's more powerful to teach someone how to get Bitcoin. But if you need money, let's say you wanted to withdraw, it actually is more beneficial to use your available balance than to use your Bitcoin. And here's why. For frontline, okay? For frontline, because you can't do it anyone else. But it is like if you needed let's say you needed money in your bank account, you could actually help your team member get started and do a partner buy for them frontline and save 2% withdrawal fee because you're not paying 2% withdrawal to partner buy. You know what I mean? But if you withdraw to your wallet, you're losing 2%. Whereas if you partner buy, it's almost like you're gaining 2%. So you can almost pass that savings on to your team member and just say, hey, I'll give you it at cost and you're making 2% in a way. You know what I'm saying? So you can do partner buys for people and save the 2% withdrawal fee and get your money instantly because they're paying you to your bank account, right? And you're instantly getting paid from your available balance. So I did that this week because I was paying my house off, which I don't normally do. But yeah, I was doing a lot of that this week, and I'm probably the one that caused that because I did like 300 grand of partner buys this week.
Oh wow, did you?
Well, not this week. I probably did like 100 grand worth of partner buys this week.
I love it, man. What an easy way to get cash effortlessly if you ever need it.
Right, exactly. Because they just basically people wired me the money to my bank account and I just used my available balance in USI and saved the 2%. So I didn't have to pay the 2% withdrawal.
Love it. Love it. Shout out to Gus. He has 340 packages and diamond. And I think he also, his brother also has a diamond package. So in the family, they already have 2. He believes the token's going to go to 200 or more. I hope it does. I would love to see your family become billionaires. I truly do. And you deserve it for, taking the risk now and seeing the future of where this can go. A lot of people just sharing their excitement, how many packages, all that good stuff. But we've been going over 3 hours, Mike, I say we just and just, just say much love to everyone for attending live or watching this replay. Make sure to tag your team. If this is like in a group right now and you have the ability to tag your team members, do that. Get them access to this information, share it, let people know what they have their hands on right now. This is just a special time that we're in. We're truly blessed. I'm still kind of like in a fantasy world. I'm not even comprehending how my life can change with the money, because I'm still like, when your life transforms that fast in like 60, 90 days, it's just like, but I just love doing what we're doing, man. I just love helping people, showing them how to attain financial freedom and, not be controlled, to have true control over your money and have it coming in passively where you don't have to listen to other people to tell you what to do. I realized my mission. I've always hated teachers and just people telling me what I should do. I've always despised it. Like it's in my DNA, where I don't know what my past life, what I was. I don't know if I was enslaved or something like that. But I dread when people tell me what to do, or when I hear other people tell other people what to do. It's not in my nature. Like I get this weird feeling when I experience that happening to anybody. So to be in a position to be able to educate you on something so transformational, it's my purpose. That's why we're here. That's why Mike and I are doing webinars. We could just be underground running traffic, making millions of dollars and never help anybody. But obviously, this is our passion. This is our purpose. We do what we do for a reason. So I'm grateful to be a part of that. And thank you, Mike, for showing me the way and sharing this opportunity with us all. So appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And thank everybody for showing up today. And, like you were saying, we're going to be in the group. This is not just one webinar, and we're going to continue to like hone in our strategies and be a little bit more, concise on the strategies and how we do these plans. And one day we'll get it under 2 hours. One day we'll get it. Like, it's funny because like we were like, let's try to keep it to like an hour or 2 hours the first time we did it. And it was like 3. And then the next time we're like, okay, let's try 2. Then it was like 3. And then this time we didn't say anything. And then, of course, 3. Right?
You know what it is? It's the passion for what we do. And you can't put a time on that. It's just pure love, just coming from the heart. And I think everyone on our team is the same way, because we attract what we are. And so it's just amazing. So thanks for all the love, and appreciate you, Mike. And congrats. Tell Christy and the fam, give them a big hug and say congratulations. It's a big deal, so show Mike some love. Because when you celebrate other people's freedom, you open that window, that space in your life to be able to receive freedom. And that was a lesson I learned a long time ago. And it has worked just like that. When you genuinely feel happy for other people's success, you create a space in your life where you can receive it versus blocking off that energy from receiving it. And this is $1 million lesson I learned the hard way, but now I know, so.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
Well, guys, you guys are awesome. So let us know if you have any questions in the comments, and we'll go back through the replays and answer them. So appreciate everybody. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.